Well, I can't understand none of it. This one begat that one, and that one begat this one, and begat, and lo and behold, someone says some shit to someone or another. Just how retarded are you? So you're just crazy in a retard kind of way then, huh?
Oh, fart nigger.
Oh, buddy!
What?
I'm white, you know? I'm white.
You should just fucking smile and blow me!
The Almighty says, don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Enough! I will hear no more of this Hebrew nonsense.
And there will be gorilla shit all over the Omni.
All the way Virginia, bitch.
You little bastard, you attacked my stepson?
Do you personally dislike homosexuals?
Of course, they are disgusting.
Oh, no! Oh, jeez! God-awful bunch of malcontents. I hope you all kill each other. Wow!
I'm always sticking my hands in my vagina.
Nobody's saying you can't own a gun. Nobody's even saying you can't carry a gun. All we're saying is you can't carry a gun in town.
Rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme. We're too wild. We're too out of control. We're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey,
You're a dishonest cunt!
fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Good evening, you salty sons of bitches. It's the Steel Toe Evening Show. God damn, I like that thumbnail. That thumbnail looking all right tonight. Not because of the women, of course. I don't want to be tawdry. I just think we cleaned it up a bit. It looks a little nicer. Welcome to the show. I hope you're here to enjoy it because god damn did I bring you a good one. I mean, look. You can eat a lot of shit. And then you can sulk about it, you can seethe about it, you can be mad about it, or you go, you're gonna eat shit every once in a while. You've only been doing this 20 years. You've had worse days. And you move on and you plan what you believe is going to be a kick-ass evening show. And I do believe that we've got one for you. So let's get after it. The number one thing, hit like. Hit subscribe, share the show. It can't just be the same old person every time. We got to, now on Rumble, we've been grabbing new people, and I have to say on YouTube, our subscribers have been going up this last month or so. We've been very lucky there, building new Steel Toe fans. Let's keep doing that. Like is the first thing you should be doing when you get in here. Let's go, baby. All right. Like I said, I'm very excited about this evening's show. We've got some stuff that the audience sent in. We got some stuff that I've been looking over today. I've got perhaps the gayest thing that the Trump administration has ever done. We've got this RFK. Have you seen the RFK Jr. Kid Rock thing where they're together in some kind of cowboy-themed sauna with their shirts off together and they're riding bikes and taking baths and, oh, it's gay. It's just, Bob and I have had a really good relationship for a long time. And when I take saunas together, I've said this, even since I was a boy, there's only one way to sauna, and it's nude with other men. I don't get it. And then RFK Jr. apparently goes into an ice bath with jeans on. You know what? You know what I'm starting to realize? I've watched this too closely. And I'm going to watch this with you tonight, fully knowing that it's going to get our YouTube demonetized. And I'll have to edit it out later after the show's over. But it's so gay. It's so gay. And then the other thing is that Lisa Marie on YouTube, that's very funny. Very funny. And Jico Cujo says, I smashed the like button and all of my wildest dreams came true. Strippers got me banned. Does your thumbnail have a good core? They will come fight night. They'll all have good cores. Somebody tweeted something today that I thought was very good, and I should abide by it. I shouldn't be looking. The chat is for the chatters. The show is for the hosts. I thought that was a very good point. Very busy day today. I'm still, it's this weird thing when you get dental work done, they say, it's not going to hurt today, meaning yesterday when I got it done. It'll be a little sore the second day, but they said day 3 will be the worst. And I can kind of feel that coming on. I can kind of feel that my jaw starting to tighten up a little bit, and the area where they were drilling and going after shit. Stop it. I can really feel it starting to snug up a little. We've got a great show for you today. Let's get right to it. This is the Kid Rock RFK Jr. thing. And I don't know if you noticed at the top of the show, but my RFK Jr. is suffering. I can't find it. Where do I usually go for my RFK Jr.? It's usually a lot tougher than whatever this is not my RFK Jr. voice. This is not the one I'm typically used to using. I don't know if I need to slow it down a little or what it is, but this isn't the man who put the bear in the bike path or anything. I've discovered impressions on the show before. I've found out, in fact, I think RFK Jr. is one of them, where I found out I can do that voice really well. This might be the first time you've ever watched me lose an impression live on the show. I mean, we can go to this video if you'd like to, and we can play it, and it's going to be Kid Rock, and it's going to be myself, and it's going to be sexual and gay, and it's going to be healthy for the country. Yeah. Oh my God. This is what they call a happening on the toe. It's the yips. I failed so hard this morning, and it's fucked with me all day, and it has. I will admit to you 100%. I thought about the show today, and I'm like, oh, God, what a fucking failure. But, now it's given me the yips on the air. This might be full-on toe breakdown. We might be heading for the end. This might be the end of it. The RFK Jr. impression dying on the vine. I just like to give people hope. I'm a guy who likes to spread good feelings to everybody. So here's the Kid Rock, Robert F. Kennedy thing. I don't know what this was a promotion for other than AIDS tests, but they wanted to show you how cool they are together in a barbershop sauna setup. I'm assuming this is Kid Rock's house. Yeah, so okay, first of all, I hate this. People who exercise in the sauna. The sauna is to help with inflammation. It's to help with circulation. It's, there are medical benefits to a sauna. You can, if you want to get the exercise in, go outside and go to the gym and do the exercise. The guys who sit there and plank in the sauna, first of all, that wood is covered in other guys' sweat. So you're getting your hands and feet, like there are people, they'll be planking in the sauna sometimes when I'm in there. And it's just like, dude, that's people have been just dripping man sweat, and it's usually down their legs, so it came from their ass and their balls. You're literally just going face first into men's ass and ball sweat. Oh, Aaron, why don't you do it more? I see what you did there. But don't exercise it. Sit down in the fucking sauna, all right? Nobody's impressed. And like, this is gay. I'm sorry, you and other guys exercising together in the sauna it's homoerotic. And then look, then RFK Jr., now that's not comfortable. He's getting into either a hot bath or an ice bath. I don't know which one it is, with jeans on. You get out of that. I mean, jeans don't dry well. That's going to feel like you pissed yourself now until you take those off. I'm just jealous. I mean, who's not noticing that core? What is he, 70 years old and he's rocking a core like that? I'm useless. I'm utter. And so are you. Don't act like, oh, Aaron's being self-deprecating. I like that. You're gay too. You don't do enough sit-ups. You eat too many chips.
Where's Kid?
And oh, look, Kid Rock's out in the hot tub. And RFK Jr. doesn't like it that Kid Rock went in the hot tub without him because I guess he wanted to snuggle or something. I don't know. If somebody, you win the evening, you win tonight on the toe, if you can explain to me why the hell they made that, what it's supposed to be promoting, what it means. Because to me, it just seems like the Trump administration's approval ratings are going down and they're just trying to cater to the gay vote. And I don't know if middle-aged Queens is really as, rotund a demo as you think it is. Did anybody? Honky says it's an Epstein analogy. RFK fucks a kid. Okay, all right. Well, I mean, that's as accurate as a theory as I've seen. Hulkamasha Baby with $1 says it's weird you'd pick women with better chin lines for the thumbnail. Thank you. Toad Climbs Mountains with $5 says was watching today's replay. This is for the Nicole Arbor line. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I am viciously underpaid today, so that is it's appreciated that you respect the fucking killer lines that I had this morning because I did give you a fine show. So thank you, Toad Climbs Mountains, for the first 5 of the day. Hopefully there's a lot of those on tonight's I will say this, and I'm not going to mention it the rest of the day because I think I could have another record loss tonight, so I'm being kind of bitter about it. The evening show hasn't knocked one out in over a week. It's been a week and a half at least. And I don't think you've had a perfect set of evening shows all month. So I'm just saying, I know I've been killing it. So hit like, hit follow, hit subscribe. It's a show that runs on donations. This is the last time I'm going to ask tonight until it's the rally time. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. All right, let's... good vibes only in the chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We've got a few more thank yous to throw out. Here we go. This is what the man deserves. Red Fox Mad with $5 says Aaron sits naked in the sauna with grown men with erections. You see, those lines don't hit as hard when they're attached to $5. In fact, I think I should stop reading shit like that for free. I think it should cost money to shit on the host, especially when he entertains you and gives you a great show and you're too stubborn to admit you love it. Randy K with $2 says throwing boomer slop at the wall to see what sticks. Is that what? But even that, like, boomers don't like that stuff. Boomers don't like two middle-aged men flopping around together in the sauna. 09 Canyon says Aaron's doctor said he needed to get his 5 a day. Aaron thought it meant 5 milkshakes. I will say that the dentist yesterday said that, you know what you should do is test your tooth tomorrow after it gets worked on. Don't eat crunchy foods, but not totally soft foods, like a little bit of tension to him. He said, like a cheeseburger. So I said, are you telling me that you would like me to go to McDonald's tomorrow? And he said, oh, yeah, I'm totally telling you to go to McDonald's tomorrow. I took him seriously, so I went ahead and went. And I will tell you right now, my tooth passed the test. It passed at McDonald's. So that's solid. I'm happy about that. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Let's get into some trouble tonight. Thank you for the great start. Just keep it up and let this go throughout the entire 2 hours, and then I'll be happy for the day. Joey Caravello with $5 says, Aaron talking to April. Oh boy, this is an oldie. She hasn't been around for 2 years. What's this one like?
All you kids make me sick. You act like little Miss Muffet, and down inside you're dirty. Do you hear me? Dirty. You're greedy and self-centered and think you can get away with anything. And you're no better than the girl who sells herself to a man.
I don't think I ever actually had that discussion. I don't think. SP just wrote to me. She goes, you actually went to McDonald's? What do you want me to do? The dentist told me to. If the dentist gives you advice on how to take care of your teeth, I'm going to listen to him. I think the lesson here is that it went well. I consider this an absolute win. I don't see what the problem is. I don't see the issue. Did you guys see the pictures they've been putting out there of that Rhode Island shooter? Oh boy. Yeah, it is. Look, I don't want to say too much because apparently this morning we got a little warning from YouTube this morning about the way we were this is insane to me that you get warnings for talking about, like, they were worried that we were being too mean to the transgender shooter. So this is a trans person that killed a bunch of people, traumatized hundreds more at a kids' hockey game, put a bunch of people in danger, killed their family, and YouTube's like, hey, we just want to make sure you're not being too mean towards them. Oh, they pinged our show. They cut our show off for like 6 seconds today. Just as like a little, this content is not okay, and if it doesn't clear up, They do that for content. They do that for copyrights. They'll shut down your stream. They'll go, this isn't okay with us, blah, blah, blah. And then it'll send it back to you after a few seconds. It's not the first time it's happened to us. But they've started showing some pictures. And I had to cross-check this. This is real. The transgender Rhode Island ice hockey shooter had a large Nazi tattoo on his bicep. So there you go. This is the man who sometimes went by the name Roberta. And was transgender, but I think like gender fluid. I think sometimes they were the guy and sometimes they were the girl. I mean, aren't we all? So like the trans thing is disconcerting, but then you've got the SS tattoo with the skull on there just to throw people like you off, because now you guys don't know whether to like him or not. I feel like people who are in our audience are like, oh man, I love this. Oh man, she's great. I love this chick. She's what the fuck? If you start from the top down, you go, oh wow, this is fucking bass. She seems like a pretty cool grandma. That's pretty goo. Meanwhile, if you start this way, you go, oh my God, what a freak of nature. Jesus, take your meds. Well, I guess they're not all bad. I just figure, it just goes to show you, it depends on what you look at first as to how you judge people, in my opinion. Red Fox Mad with another $5. Hey, let's just do this every day. Thanks for the $5, Red Fox Mad. He says, Aaron, when you're doing a comedy show at Mr. D's Restaurant and Bar in Sartell, you should say if they can be a sponsor of the show, like Stoney's. We actually did get, I talked to, so I was at Midland at one point, and I did talk to them about bringing another party on that could probably do a little different with their ad dollars and probably help out, seeing as a lot of our audience is from this area. So that's interesting that you should bring that up, but You know me, I'm always scheming for an extra buck, an extra buck that I don't have to ask you guys for. Limited slip diff. I know what that means. I'm not a bitch. Says, what did you do to win by 2? That guy disappeared. Really? John? What happened? I like John. He just took off. I know. Well, John works, though. Like, if you work a real job, you should not be doing this for fun, because there's nothing about this that's like, the internet is a cesspool. The internet's a disgusting place. If you're not doing this for the money, if you're not doing this because you want to grow an audience and, you know, continue to make more money and continue to get more views and more subscribers and stuff, don't bother. It's bad for your mental health. You absolutely should not do it. Like, if you're getting compensated, fuck your mental health. Fuck fuck the comments, fuck everything else. That's normal. That's okay. That's all part of the show. But don't put yourself through that for free. So if Win by 2 has decided, look, I work for a living, that's where my bread and butter is, that's how I pay my bills, he should be leaning into that as much as possible. If you do this for fun, that's fucking gay. That's like one of the gayest hobbies you can have. Go do something. Jesus. Only do this for views, money, and growth and all of that stuff. Doing this for fun is about the lamest thing you can do for fun. Randall Flagg with $1 says, Aaron, how much would you need to live stream eating bananas and rice off a naked, fat, 60-year-old Somali prostitute asking for a friend? I guess I have to put a price on it, don't I? Every time they ask, I have to answer. $150,000. Because I have to buy the prostitute, you know? And that, well, I can't buy the prostitute. I'm on probation. I can't. Ask me at the end of the year. Maybe at the end of the year I can, I can do that. But no picking up prostitutes. No picking up hooas. I'll eat bananas and rice if you guys cover what we missed this morning. I'll even give you an extra hour tonight if you cover this morning. Salvatore with $5 says, you ever think about how when Larry Zabisco used to go to Vern's house and say, I love you too, Pop, Greg would just seethe? I don't know why, but a fucking Larry Zabisco reference makes me happy. That's a good one. Thank you, Salvatore. Look, I'm sure Greg Gagne and his dad had a good relationship. They're fine. Baba Shab says, this is a hobby for most. You are Jewish and need to play radio for your ego. No, it's what I've done for a living. And when I got fired, I couldn't do anything else. And I had to take my audience here. But thank you. No, doing this for a hobby is gay. 100%. John Domingo says, I do a show twice a week for fun. I have a blast. I'm not saying you don't. I am not saying that people don't have fun doing it. I'm saying you're gay and that's a lame hobby. But John, you're old as fuck, right? So that's fun. No, this is being old as fuck and you can't do anything else. Like, that's fine. You should. I'm sorry. I hurt a lot of people's feelings there because I was being too broad. I was trying to be funny on a comedy show and I ended up hurting people. That's not what I wanted. If you're old or you're morbidly obese or you have no friends, there's nothing wrong with doing this as a hobby. I'm sorry. If you're like a real world human being who has goals and hobbies and friends, this is a gay fucking thing to waste your time on, unless you're doing it for money and growth and everything else. I apologize for oversimplifying that. I was not attacking John Domingo. John Domingo is literally a boomer. He's old as fuck. He should be doing this for a hobby. 100%. John Domingo letting me know the Somali prostitute actually only cost $10. John, how do you know? Because you're not giving me a rough estimate. You're giving me a committed answer as though you pulled that from your own memory bank. That's all. Hostile Soldier says Royce needs the attention. He'd do it for free. Well, I can't. I can't eat bananas and rice off of a Somali prostitute for free. I just can't do it. Parlock with $5 says, did you see the AJ Lee and Becky Lynch segment? Christ, it was bad. You know, I feel like I have to start doing like a Raw watch-along show. Like I need to do a separate show detached from Steel Toe. And like watch, because I get so many people sending me messages about wrestling now because I've talked about how my kids got me back into pro wrestling. Harlock's asking me. Sane Caesar's asking me. I got some guy, since I gave away my phone number, he keeps fucking texting me about pro wrestling. Kurt Wagner is a good lad, is writing in the chat about wrestling. Bigot on socialist media sending me. Like, people are talking about pro wrestling with me. I have an idea. How about, you know what? Is Husey a wrestling? I know Husey used to be a wrestling guy. Should do a wrestling show with Husey. Parlock, thank you for the $5. I did see that segment last night, and you're right. AJ Lee cannot cut a promo. She's terrible. If she wasn't married to CM Punk, I don't think they would have brought her back. I don't think. John Jamingo says, oh, I forgot. You need a male Somali prostitute. I guess there are more. You know what that was, John? And I appreciate it, and I understand the effort. But that was you so clearly trying to throw the yoke of that joke back onto me because we caught you red-handed knowing exactly how much a Somali call girl is. That was, look, I'm not saying I wouldn't do the exact same thing in your situation, but you do have to admit to us that you totally 100% just did that, and we called it. Red Fox Matt, another $5. Guys, I'm feeling so welcome tonight. Keep this shit up. Red Fox Mad with a $5. Says, Aaron, a guy at my gym and a local radio guy had a full heart on the other day, walking around the locker room like it's nothing. Wow, what a small penis. You should have called John Jamingo. You guys could have. John Jamingo knows. I don't look. I'm very rarely speechless. I don't know what to tell you about your weird senior citizen boner watching habits. Maybe don't. Angelica's doll asked me earlier, I wanted to address this, but it's way, way back there in the chat. Angelica's doll says, Aaron, what did you have done to your teeth? They finished off, it was part of that root canal that I had done not too long ago. It was, I finished up that whole process, and it hurts. It's starting to really tighten up now. I'm guessing tomorrow is going to be the worst of it. $10 from Toad Climbs Mountain. See, we're going to be done in no time if you guys just continue doing this. Toad Climbs Mountain says $10 from where, Aaron? Oh, I believe it would be...
All the way, Virginia, bitch.
All the way, Virginia, bitch. Thank you very much. Toad Climbs Mountains. Is the evening show going to be back with a vengeance tonight? I hope so. Thank you very, very much. Parlock says, Aaron, come on. Jacking off is a hobby. Anything's a hobby if you say it is. You know? I mean, if you say it's a like, nobody can tell you that what you're doing isn't a hobby. At worst, they can tell you it's a shitty hobby. I mean, you can say jacking off is a hobby for you. That's nobody's, you know, it is. It's just, it's an empty one. It's an empty one, except for your belly button. Joey Caravello with $2 says, Aaron pulled John Jamingo's pants down, pinned him down on the floor, and sodomized him brutally with his baloney baton, and then pissed in his old ass. See, if you give me money, I have to read it, but it doesn't mean it doesn't stick with me. Shoot Blue on Rumble says, Aaron puts the anal in a root canal. Don't you love the jokes that you have to spell check? There you go. Hey, wait a minute. Is there? Hey, wait. Hey, that works out. Bong Time says, Aaron, don't forget your colonoscopy appointment tomorrow. I am not old enough to be getting colonoscopies, my man. I am okey doke. Aaron, what are your thoughts on Sergeant Slaughter? A little before my time, old Sarge. He was more the commissioner in WWF. When I was a kid, Sergeant Slaughter was just a tiny bit before my time, is all. Hey, thank you guys for an amazing start to our show. Now I feel like I should have to do a good job. Angelica Zoll says, you don't have bloody gauze in your mouth for a root canal, though. No. I had the actual root canal part done a while ago. This is more work I had to have done in that same neighborhood, in that same area. It was, I got put under. They did the shots. They did the injections. They did all the shit. It was, and then there's the crown coming too. Oh, cracked filling. It's just fucking, one of my teeth exploded on me, unfortunately. It was a bad deal. Chef Maddock with $1 says, by the way, Aaron, thanks for telling us about your sink repair journey. You doing it in 2 days gave me the confidence that I could do it in 2 hours, and I was right. Attaboy. Nice work. Now I have to take apart. Parents will empathize with me on this one. My children have not been treating the entryway half bath sink very well. They make that slime concoction that kids make, and they rinse that down the drain, and that had it a little plugged up, so I had to pour the shit down there. Then they went and they picked up, I was going to go pick up Gordy's poop in the yard, and they said, Dad, how much will you give us if we go do it? And I said, I'll give you $5 each if you'll clean up all of Gordy's poop. Put the gloves on, get the bag. I yelled at him like Crowder yelled at his wife. And then they come in and they've got all this like grass and dirt. I don't know if they were doing something afterwards. I don't know what they were doing, but they all washed their hands in the sink. And my sink is packed with dirt and grass, and the sink is backed up. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, what the fuck did you do? So I take a plunger to the sink, and water starts shooting out the top hole. And I'm like, oh, no, they really fucking did it. So I took off, I turned the water off, the water supply, and I start taking apart the pipes, and I just one by one, I got a bucket under there. This one's flooded. That one's flooded. I shut down the bathroom yesterday before I went to the dentist. And now I think after the evening show tonight, unless you guys go fucking insane monetarily and I got to stay longer, I'm going to go back in there and I'm going to take apart probably the entire sink and see if I can't get whatever's fucking clogging the thing. Because the kids have just been putting shit in there. It's unbelievable. Yeah, Papa Shab says, plunging the sink like a third worlder. The drain cleaner wasn't working anymore. Whatever they've put in that goddamn sink has really done a number on that thing. McBuster says it's backed up like Lutnick's garbage disposal from the jerky gristle. Oh, that's dark. That's dark. Rexstart parody account says, I'm sure it's nothing SP can't handle. Oh, shut the fuck up. Aaron, get some liquid fire, you retard. I could do a snake. Could go to Walmart tonight and get a snake and do that instead. That's not a terrible idea. It's heavy duty, whatever it is. $1 from Toad Climbs Mountains says, damn, Aaron, it's called a P-trap you removed. Sorry. P-trap. I apologize. Wally World gifting 5 memberships. Look at the evening show outshowing the morning show today.
Wanna fuck? Let's fuck!
Thank you, Wally World. And you guys are off to an unbelievable start that could become an unbelievable finish very, very soon. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Great start today. Warms my heart. Thank you very, very much. No Pen 15 Fathead wants to know, did you wake up from the dentist with your shirt untucked? I was okay. There was no... I don't think so. Problem is you don't remember a lot right after. Angelica's doll says, weren't you watching them? That doesn't happen. Well, I don't. I apologize if I failed as a parent, but I don't follow my children when they go in to use the bathroom. I want to apologize, Angelica's doll, if I am the worst father of the year because I do not open the door and go walk in on my 11, 9, and 6-year-old in the bathroom. I want to apologize if that is me not doing my due diligence as a father. That's 100% on me. That's my bad. I want to apologize. Comedy Villain said kids putting glue in the sink. Yeah, glue is in that glue's in that slime concoction. We banned slime from this house a while ago for that very reason. All right, guys, we need to talk about millennials. And I think Gen X, too. I think Gen X started this. Gen X likes to do this thing where they're fucking perfect and they've never done anything wrong and they just mind their business and everyone else is crazy. First of all, Gen Z is probably cooler than all of us. But as far as Gen X goes, I think they started this really shitty nostalgia train that we're on. Because what's like some of the big movie series that can't be let go of? Ghostbusters. They're still making Ghostbusters movies. That's Gen X. Rocky, that's more... Well, no, first Rocky movie was 1975, 1977. So that's Gen X right there, if you ask me. And they still want to make Rocky and Creed movies. So like you guys kind of started this bullshit, 9,000 Ninja Turtle movies until the end of time. All this Marvel and DC comic book shit to me is Gen X not being able to grow up. And now it's continued under millennials with the Dumb and Dumber movies and 15 years between sequels and all that shit. Now we've got it in fighting with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, and now Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson, and bringing back we got to watch all these old guys instead of going back and watching their old fights, which I have to admit, the last 2 days I have watched a couple of James Toney fights, two of my favorites. James's fight against Evander Holyfield and his fight against Vasily Girov, which just makes you want to hit people. We got to stop with the nostalgia before we end up accidentally killing one of these senior citizens. Ronda Rousey and Mandalorian chick, Gina Carano, Command and Conquer Red Alert 3's very own Gina Carano, are going to fight. Now, this is a fight that a lot of people wanted when Ronda Rousey was taking over the UFC and she was becoming a huge deal. They wanted to put her in there with Elite XC champion Gina Carano, who was like the maverick of women's fighting. She was like one of the first world champions. Now, if you ask me, Ronda Rousey in her prime would have destroyed Gina Carano in her prime. Gina Carano was never a UFC competitor or world champion. She was in lesser leagues, so to speak, at a time where UFC really didn't have a lot of women fighting, if any, I believe. Check me if I'm wrong, Sandy. But I think if they would have got that, I don't think Gina Carano beats Cyborg. I don't think she beats Rousey. She certainly doesn't beat Amanda Nunes. I think Gina Carano is an all-time great, but just on a lower level. She's like, nobody thinks that Dan Marino was a bad quarterback, but Dan Marino isn't quite Tom Brady. All right? That's a good, or Joe Montana, same thing. Not quite Dan Marino. There's levels. And they're going to put these two together, and they're finally going to fight each other. And I think the last time we saw Ronda Rousey, she was wrestling in WWE. And the last time we saw Gina Carano, she was like, wasn't she like doing Mandalorian and kind of chunky? I mean, are they going to be in shape for this? And then I saw a tweet today. Someone was going, oh boy, Dana White's got to be nervous about this Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano fight. Why would he be nervous about Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey? If he wanted that fight, he could have had it. He could have offered them more money than anybody. I don't think this is a fight that UFC is interested in. But this was Ronda Rousey talking about the fight earlier today as they try to get the press off the ground for this, what's going to be, I'm guessing, a big event. This is going to be, people have wanted to see this fight for a long time, and it's better late than never. It's not like Pacquiao Mayweather took place maybe a few years too late, but they were both still at least active fighters and champions. This is just two women who have been retired for a long time meeting. What are we at, 2026? What are they meeting, like almost 20 years past when they should have? I mean, we're talking they should have met in like 2009, 2010. And yet here they are. Let's go ahead and let's small screen Ronda. This is her talking about shopping this fight to Dana White. Now, they're fighting for MVP, which is Jake Paul's promotion. So they signed on with Jake Paul. And they're going to fight each other at 145 pounds on Netflix May 16th. And she's going to talk in this interview about how she shopped this to Dana White, and Dana said no. which if I'm promoting this event, I keep that shit a secret. That I tried to pitch this fight to the biggest fight league there is, and they told us to get fucked. That's not a good way to start this thing.
Gina is the one person I'd come back to fight for. The more that I thought about it, I was like, you know what? I need this. I really need this fight. And I reached out to Dana and asked him if he would be interested in it. And it didn't exactly work out with the UFC, but it led us to here today. I was 9 months pregnant, and I saw a video of Gina Carano giving an interview, and she didn't look good. She gained like an unhealthy amount of weight.
Jesus. Ronda's always been like low key cunt though. Everybody says that Ronda, like the people in WWE said it, people in UFC have said it, that Ronda Rousey just thinks who the fuck she is. A lot of people were really happy to see her get the shit kicked out of her by Holm and then by Nunes, and then she quit after that.
And my first thought was like, oh my God, what can I do to help? When I was in a similar spot, when I was, depressed and gave up in the world and inadvertently gave up on myself, what I needed was a goal and something to reignite my...
Hey, I need a goal too. Everybody needs a goal. Everybody talks about goals. Everybody chastises Steel Toe for having a goal. I don't understand it. My goal is much more straightforward than everyone else's goal. Everyone else has these goals that are anathema, and they're just kind of out there. They're just kind of out in the cosmos, these kind of vague goals. At least I go, hey, here's my goal. Down and dirty. Empty your fucking pockets.
Passion again. This has been in the making since I was pregnant, which was over a year ago. I told her, if I have to go out there and train you myself to fight me, I will. And we made it happen. We had to work together to overcome every obstacle to get here. It's been like a secret for so long. I can't believe I'm actually able to talk about it.
I hope Gina Carano kicks the shit out of her for talking like that. God, she really is. You know what I dislike strongly about Ronda Rousey? Is that she's doing that thing where she's being a cunt and smiling. So if you call her out for it, she's like, what? I gave you a compliment. I said that I saw that all these people were, saying that she was a big fat slob and that she... it's just like, it's this weird thing where you're like, hey, I saw that she was, I saw that Gina Carano was a big fat slob, but I helped her to stop being such a big fat slob. So I can't wait to fight her now that I've basically resurrected her and stopped her from being such a giant whale. I kind of hope she gets the shit beat out of her for talking that way. It's like, yeah, she's a giant pig, but hey, I made her not such a giant pig. So... She's great now. I don't know. I was never a big Ronda Rousey guy. It was kind of before I was a UFC fan. And even when I became a UFC fan because of like Brock and shit like that, I didn't give a shit about the women's division. It's like women's basketball to me. I don't really care. If you like it, that's great. But I think the first women's fight I ever watched was Holly Holm and Miesha Tate. Is it Tate who took the title away from Holm? I think that's one of the first ones I watched, and it's because it was on at a bar that I was at. But I don't know. I'll put my money on Rousey, but I want Gina Carano to win just because of what McBuster calls that Karen-plement. We can come up with a better word. Cunt-plement? Fauci's Pangolin says 145 pounds. How about 118 with pillows? That's sexist. That is remarkably sexist. How dare you? All right, let's continue on. I want to do this James O'Keefe. I'm not going to do the James O'Keefe thing because now I'm nervous and terrified because people have been generous, and then I switched to a story, and then everyone stopped contributing. So now I'm worried that like when I do a show, everybody thinks my show sucks. So then nothing happened. So now I'm like, if I go into a deep dive on this James O'Keefe thing, it's going to be really dorky and newsy and nerd. As a matter of fact, I'm getting rid of the James O'Keefe thing. I have psyched myself out of doing the James O'Keefe thing because I feel like nobody's going to give a shit. And Now, Skousko says, Aaron, did you see my ex post of you digging in your arse? Lots of your fans loved it. I saw the clip. Yes, I did. I thought it was very funny. I don't know why you, I thought it was weird that you tagged like someone who's like talked about fucking my kids and shit. Like that's a person you'd want to promote to. I don't know much. I like you, Scouse Ghost, but like, if that's somebody you like that's, you don't seem like the phenotype is what I'm saying. Usually you have to be like a meth whore or some big fat unemployed loser with multiple felonies on your record. And you don't strike me as that guy. I thought the clip was hilarious. And I think anyone hating on that clip, to be honest with you, I don't think they understand this show. And also, unfortunately, I don't think they should be doing shows themselves because I don't think they get humor or like self-deprecation. I gotta say, a lot of people who don't like this show are not big on self-deprecation. I think they take podcasting way too seriously. Like I say, it's their life. It's not something they do and then forget about. They live on Twitter afterwards. So I'm glad that that's the group that that like dissents from me. But like, if you can't watch that clip of me digging in my ass and think that that's fucking hilarious, you're just a weirdo. You're very, very strange. Skousko says they're all in a group. Oh, I see. You're saying they're all in kind of a big pedo group. I understand then. So you're shitting on them. Attaboy. Roots Calhoun says, I'll give them the story. James O'Keefe wore a Muslim dress and got a tour of the Swedish Antifa stronghold there. It's exactly what you think it is, gay and communist. No, actually, it was James O'Keefe confronting... Oh, Scouse Ghost agreeing with me. Thank you, buddy. I think all those people thought that you were shitting on me. They don't know that you were making fun of them. That makes that clip even funnier to me now. Thank you, Scouse Ghost. No, this was James O'Keefe confronting a former Project Veritas board member that got James O'Keefe kicked off the board because he was talking too much shit about like Pfizer and shit. And they made up stories about James O'Keefe to get him off of the Project Veritas board. So it's kind of funny because he's just confronting the guy right at dinner. It's kind of great. I'll save it for tomorrow because we had a lot of momentum at the beginning of the show and it's all dead now. So I'm freaking out a little. I wouldn't be freaking out, but we bombed so hard this morning. So I'm a little nervous about how I'm doing. 237 of you checking out the evening show. YouTube's lagging behind a little. Rumble's lagging behind. We've got that 300 in us tonight for sure. So just keep hitting like and subscribe and follow. And let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's talk about Mike David in lieu of James O'Keefe. No, I worry about Mike David. I hope Mike's okay. Hillbilly Hellraiser says Rousey is one of the most wholly unlikable people in sports. She's overrated, was protected in Strikeforce, UFC, and WWE, and trashes everyone. She is remarkably unlikable. But you know, the other thing about Rousey is I don't know if she was protected in UFC. I think she just got into UFC when there weren't a lot of women in it, and the competition pool wasn't that deep. And then as soon as women came in that were really good fighters, she had a hard time keeping up. I think that's more what it is. Here you go. Root says, I'll give them the story, Aaron. James O'Keefe confronted the guy, and the guy said he wanted to kill him, and James got very litigious. Yeah, and the guy's Jewish. There. I think we got the story now. You know what? That's good. Whenever I'm self-conscious about a story, I'll run it through Roots. Chances are Roots will know what I'm talking about, and he'll be like, here, Aaron, I can save the audience a whole bunch of time, and I can save your insecurity. Here's what the story is. Thank you, buddy. Roots says, what the fuck is going on with that Elijah dude? Is he spiraling that hard? I've been super busy. Yeah, I put a clip up of it because I've done like 10,000 views with all my Elijah Schaefer stuff. So I thought I'd put another clip up, and guess what? It bombed hard. It barely got to the triple digits. I put a Rogan clip up because we've been doing lots of views on our Rogan stuff lately. I put it up today. I don't even think it's got 100. So we've kind of been eating shit in general here on the toe. Yeah, it's at 88 views in 7 hours. Elijah Schaefer's almost to 200. Yeah, I mean, our shorts aren't getting any traction. Yeah, we're in a down period at the moment. So yeah, Elijah is just, he's on coke and he's lost his family and the whole world found out that he was fucking one of his coworkers. She had Sarah Stock. She pretended she was a virgin until she was married, that she was saving herself for her husband. They both pretended to be all Christian and shit. And then it turns out that he's just a complete piece of shit who likes to get pegged in the ass with electric dildos. He has a coke problem. He drinks way too much. All kinds of recordings and shit came out of him being complete trash to his wife. Yeah, he's going through about the hardest spiral you can. And like a lot of those fake right-wing grifters that are successful for a little bit and then have serious fucking coke problems and insecurity problems, he's not doing anything to better himself, and he's just continuing to tweet and threaten and everything else. Yeah. That's the other thing. He brings an electronic dildo with him on the road, and he hires prostitutes to peg him. I just thought you should know. I think I've pretty much covered it. Rabbi Smoothie writes, electric dildos? Yes, just in case I stuttered, he brings electric dildos with him on the road. Honky says, Sarah Stock's husband, first words on the honeymoon, where's the treading down there? Mr. Beat says, please, someone gift a membership. Oh, get Mr. Beat a membership. Joey Caravello's mommy says, haha, oh, the irony with Elijah. I love it. I got to admit, man, I know people see me as this crazy right-wing guy, and that's fine. I'm sure I probably am. But like, unlike Elijah Schaefer and others, I'm actually right-wing. I'm not just pretending because it's fashionable. I lose people every day because I turn on people who are seen as on the right. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, I just love like holier than thou moralists getting smacked the fuck down when they're absolute pieces of shit. It's very, very, very satisfying when it happens. Jesse Esparza over on YouTube. Yeah, there's a lot of YouTube people that need a membership as well. Let's not forget about all of them, for God's sake. Even though we're 84 memberships away from 600 on Rumble. Scousko says, sounds like you and Elijah have the same hobbies, Aaron, with the dildos. What? Wait, how the fuck am I out here catching strays on this Elijah Schaefer shit? He's the one who likes to go to El Salvador and get pegged by pygmies, not me. Yeah, Bappa says he went to El Salvador to get pegged, and he had a weird relationship with the government of El Salvador, too. There is a clip, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find it, of Elijah Schaefer talking to Gavin McInnes about going to El Salvador. And even Gavin McInnes goes, why the fuck are you going to El Salvador? Gavin McInnes, Elijah Schaefer. Elijah Schaefer did an interview about 2 months ago where he went on a bizarre rant about the feds and his family. Yeah, so this is around the time when his wife was divorcing him.
Picture of someone that they already posted online. I would feel like this is, I've mentioned this many times, but this is the legal equivalent of your wife divorcing you over cheating on her in her dream.
You just remove that in her dream part, and all of a sudden, you've got Elijah Schaefer's reality.
Right? Yeah, totally. It's like, this is what this is. It's like, you made this up, and now I'm at fault. Oh, that's crazy. A woman making things up in her head and then putting words into your mouth that you didn't.
Wow. You know what? As someone who's been unhappy with the woman he's with the last, about 2 years ago, I can say you do a lot of this. You do a lot of it. You do a lot of that saying shit that you believe, but you're saying it like it's cathartic. You need to get it out. But the last thing you want to do is talk to this fucking person that you're starting to hate. You know, when you look at them, you go, God, I fucking resent you and I hate you so much. And like, you'd rather cut off your fucking left hand than talk to that person about this shit. So you're in front of a microphone and you just kind of throw subtle jabs all the time. Oh God, I've been there. I have been there. But as far as there was one clip where Elijah Schaefer was telling Gavin McInnes about El Salvador. And Gavin McInnes was like, whoa, wait. why the fuck are you going to El Salvador? And he's like, I just have good relationships with the government there. Who the fuck has good relationships with the government of El Salvador? Nobody does. I think I saw it on Jesse P.S.'s last episode he had with Emily Yukas. Yeah, Mr. Beat pointing out that Gavin is a big fan of sticking things up his butt. That's a good point. So he might not actually give him a lot of shit for that. Butt plug guy interviewing a pegging guy, that actually checks out. Mr. Beat finally got that membership from Wally World. There you go, Mr. Beat. Thank you. Parlock with $2 says, I guess Sarah Stock likes cock. Hey-o. Scousko says we should introduce Elijah to Scarlett Hampton. Can't fucking hurt, right? I'll have other people introduce them. I don't want anything to do with any of these fucking people. Root says these people are all gay. The harder they preach, the gayer they are. I, too, happen to believe that very thing. That's why you can trust that I'm like the straightest guy you know, because all I do is talk about how gay I am. So it works, right? Hillbilly Hellraiser says Aaron's a patriot. He stays in the good old US of A for that sort of activity. Well, I don't like to give American jobs to foreigners, you know, so I just, you know, I only go as far as say
all the way Virginia, bitch.
All the way Virginia, bitch. You guys want to see how New York City is doing? I got a clip here. I got a short clip. A lot of people are nervous. They're a little tepid about how things are going to go under Zoran Mamdani in New York City. And he was talking today about we're going to have to raid the pension funds for the city workers. We're going to have to raid our rainy day fund. We're going to have to increase property taxes because we have all of these things I want to do. And I'm watching this clip and I'm like, I can't even say I called it because everybody said this was going to happen. It's like if you vote for the guy who wants to do a ton of shit, you're going to have to pay for it. I'm sorry. And like, there's two ways you can pay for shit. You can steal from your own government, which is what we've done. We've raided Social Security and shit like that. And that's where trillions of dollars of our debt comes from. Or you can tax people directly. And people don't like that. People don't like to be taxed directly. Taxes go up. Standard of living goes down. People get mad at the government. They don't vote for you again. So this Zoran Mamdani's like, guess what, guys? Everybody's going to get a break. And we're going to provide all these free services. And you're like, that's awesome. What are we going to do? Fuck over everybody who's not dirt poor or uber rich. Because the uber rich can just fuck off and leave. Right? And they do. Poor, the working class, they can't really go anywhere. Now, if you're poor and you need free housing, you need free busing, you need all this stuff, you'll get it. It's just all the guys who work for the city and take a city pension home, they're going to be taking that money out of the NYC pension fund. And they're going to be raising your property taxes, which I can't imagine are that good to begin with in New York City. So that's going to be a bitch. I really hope that no matter what, though, they can get this problem taken care of. The snow's starting to melt in New York. You know, here in Minnesota, the snow's been melting too. It's been in the 50s. And Mother Nature unwraps her little presents. You know, all those secrets that got buried under the snow, like in my case, the leaves you didn't bag in the fall. You know, I've got a pile of leaves in one part of my backyard that the grass is not going to enjoy this summer. That I got to bag up now before the snow falls again. In New York, I don't know if you can tell, but that is a sidewalk that people use. It's an active sidewalk covered in shit. Because apparently people are going for walks with their dog and not picking up their shit. And nothing classes up a metropolitan area quite like turds everywhere.
Look at this. This is apocalyptic shit. Literally apocalyptic shit. Yo, if you have a dog in New York City and you don't pick up your dog's dong, I say other New Yorkers have the right to pick it up for you and throw it at them.
I think you should have to eat it. I think if your dog takes a shit and we catch you not picking it up, you kneel down in front of it and we make you eat the shit. And I know that sounds extreme and you don't like that solution, but think about it. The problem would take care of itself. one way or the other, either people are going to be like, oh my God, I'd better pick up my dog's shit. I don't want to have to eat it. Or you forget and then you eat shit. And I guarantee, unless you're a psychopath, you never make that mistake again. And maybe we make people carry punch cards. And when they've got, it's a 3-strike rule. If you have to eat 3 helpings of your dog's shit in a month, we send you on a 72-hour psych hold. Because apparently you just love the taste of dog shit. And by the way, you pick up the shit, you put it in a bag, you throw the bag away in the next garbage. This is not a Herculean task we're asking you to undertake. Pick up your shit. Now, if you got a dog and it goes in the backyard and it shits, and you go out like I do once a week and you pick up the poop, not the end of the world, okay? But if you're out in public, it's not your yard. Keep it nice. Pick up the shit. New York's going to already has a ton of problems. It's going to have more coming up here. It doesn't need to add wall-to-wall, boot-filling shit all over the ground.
Clean your dog shit up, you filthy animals. And yeah, somehow, some way, this is Mundum-Dum's fault.
Oh, we're blaming Mamdani for the dog shit already. I don't know. I think Madani's a Muslim. If he had it his way, he'd just shoot the damn dogs. They hate dogs in Islam. They are as haram as it gets, man. Nobody, they're not big on the dogs in Islam. So I don't think you can throw that one on Mamdani. Wally World with $5 says, have you covered the massive DC sewage spill? Is that what they're calling the Epstein files? Hey-oh, look at me with the one-liner banter with everybody. Thank you for the $5, Wally World. No, but we can check that out next. We got our ass kicked so hard this morning that anyone who gives us money runs the show today, man. That is the rule. DC sewage spill. 1 hour ago. Oh, this is fresh. Nothing like fresh sewage, guys. Let's get a good look at what's going on in D.C. Do we have oh, no, I need a video story. Are you kidding me? I'm not doing a shit spilling story. 3 days ago, 6 hours ago. Here we go.
Right now at 6, urgent warnings to stay out of the Potomac tonight. The very latest from officials on that catastrophic on Fox Local.
Shut the fuck up. What are you doing?
Officially begun. We'll tell you which agencies are impacted amid the stalemate over immigration enforcement. We've also got new details in the water after this warmer weather tonight. Officials, they continue to urge folks to stay out of the water after more than 200 million gallons of raw sewage spilled into it in what some.
Oh, I knew that H-1B visas and immigrants from India would have an impact on this country, but I didn't think it would be this bad.
Researchers are now calling one of the largest sewage spills in U.S. history. Our Regina Ureta is live in Old Town Alexandria now with the details on these warnings tonight. Hi, Regina.
Yeah, hey, Sydney, and I wanted to actually show you the atmosphere here in Alexandria because it seems like many people had the same idea. A waterfront romantic stroll.
It'd be funny if there was an Indian just bathing in it going, I do not see what the problem is. Why are you all being so uptight about this? We can all get clean.
Have a couple people out here at this hour in this beautiful view of the Potomac, but D.C., Virginia, and Maryland all saying...
Wait, where?
All the way Virginia, bitch.
Oh, that's crazy. Mr. Somali, so this thing starts in D.C. How far does it go?
All the way Virginia, bitch.
Oh, my God, that's terrible. That's, where does the shit end up?
All the way Virginia, bitch.
Now, if they get you the aid money you need, where would you like to see them start the shit cleanup?
All the way Virginia, bitch.
Oh, okay. Because a lot of people feel that maybe it should start, maybe in Maryland. Maybe Maryland, you got Baltimore and shit like that. You think maybe Maryland should get the aid first?
All the way Virginia, bitch.
All right, I understand you're not moving on that. Would the councilwoman like to speak? Why don't you want to see people in Baltimore helped? What do you think the people in Baltimore are?
Oh, fart nigger.
Oh, Jesus. All right. You know what? This debate is getting a little ridiculous.
Do not touch touch the water. That is the warning that they are giving to the public as a precaution. And here's why. I want to show you and explain to you what's been happening. So nearly a month ago, an underground sewer pipe collapsed, sending more than 200 million gallons of raw sewage into the water.
By the way, raw, I hate that term, raw. You can just say sewage. I'll feel shitty enough if it's just sewage. We don't need to get the raw part in there. Like, oh, it hasn't even been treated. Okay, it's shit. I get it. Poop is in the water. Oh, God. Just, George Carlin always used to say that you should be swimming in that river, that they swam in the Hudson River when there was raw sewage in it. And they swam in it, and nobody in his neighborhood ever got polio, and they didn't get sick because their immune system was tempered in raw sewage. Parlock with $2 says it's an Indian water park now. Yeah, I mean, America's just trying to make its immigrants feel at home.
I want to be clear, this is not affecting your drinking water, according to DC Water. The company also says the majority of that spill...
Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to be buying bottled water. Hey, don't worry. The tap water's fine. Eat my balls. No, thank you. Come on, guys. It's like, look, I'll drink right from the faucet. Just smack the fucking glass out of his hand. Who are you trying to kid? You have nothing to prove. Go buy some Ice Mountain and go fuck your mother.
194 million gallons of it occurred in the last 5 days. DC Water is working with federal, state, and local regulators on an environmental restoration plan, which is in development and will be released to the public once approved. But local environmental groups have already called out DC Water, accusing...
Shitty river, take my mind. Don't let the sewage torture me. Shitty river, don't run dry. You're all I got, take care of me. We fell right in way over our head, but we didn't shit in the water. The poop and pee so brown and deep, but the nights got hotter and hotter. We were sure enough getting our shit wet, darling, but we didn't go near the water. So many country songs about water now that we have a shit story.
Them of downplaying the sewage spill. Some saying cleanup could take months. They're also sounding the alarm of potential health concerns. So with the warmer temperatures nearly approaching, the new warnings could exacerbate the issues. We spoke with a woman who is part of the rowing team here in Alexandria.
And I pray the Lord a secret to keep between you, poop, me, and the river. You have too many fun river songs. Don't go chasing shitty falls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you poo to. Stupid.
And she has
stupid. I should be getting paid for this handsomely.
Questions of what the season will look like in April. We also spoke with a man who was unaware of the sewage spill but was concerned.
Spill shit in the river. Don't wash me in the water. You take my sewage, take my cigarettes. And I haven't smelled the last of poo yet, yeah. I want to know, won't you tell me, is the poop safe shitting in the river? Don't wash me in the water.
After we informed him.
We're always concerned about the cleanliness of the river. I mean, if you have an open cut or anything, typically we don't want to get our hands in.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. You know, my boxing cut man always told me that. He said, one thing you don't want to do to an open wound is rub raw sewage inside of it. I think we learned that in the Peloponnesian War.
Water, because, it could be dangerous, but it's gotten so much better. And I read that with the sewage...
My grandpa always used to say when we had a cut, rub some raw sewage into it, you'll be fine.
Leak, it's set the river back for years now. So I'm actually waiting we're going to have a planning meeting, so we'll talk about the conditions before the season starts at April 1.
I don't know what to say. I just think it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for the environment. And
yeah, but it reminds your parents of home, and you can't really put a price tag on that, my man.
And, hopefully they get it fixed soon.
Now, despite the warnings and environmental concerns, we still notice people enjoying the waterfront view. People still
she's crying from the poop.
Admiring the beauty of the Potomac River. At one point, we even noticed an engagement
Oh,
that
look.
happened here in Alexandria.
They got engaged. Hey, Mommy and Daddy, how'd you get engaged? Well, your father took me down to a river that was filled with human feces, and he said he'd never leave me.
Andrea. So this just shows how much people want the sewage spill quickly resolved. They certainly love
You
this.
go throw a stick for your dog, he runs out and he brings you a fucking dirty diaper. Oh, God bless Washington, D.C. At least the river matches the city now. Something to be said for that. Fucking hell. Well, thank you very much, Wally World, for that $5 and that story. We got any other, people, here's some easy ones. Shapoopy. Shapoopy. Trump's mouth is a raw sewage pump. One person said, well, we don't need to get political. You know. Scousko says the immigrants are now washing their clothes in that water. Well, they'll might smell better. Dinkelman says, was that Big River take care of me? No, that was Whiskey River. Whiskey River, take my mind. Don't let her memory torture me. Whiskey River, don't run dry. You're all I got. Take care of me. Diane with $5 says, never thought raw sewage would make me laugh out loud. Thank you. I made $10 off of that story. Oh, I remember back in my prime, we would have made at least $100 on that. That's a me problem. Imagine the smell in the summer, says Scouse Ghost. You're assuming that the government's going to fix this by summer? Raw sewage is what comes of Aaron after a night of pegging. I'm not Elijah Schaefer. Wrong guy. Rex Dart parody account says the rowing team hopes she doesn't get up shit creek without her paddle. It's just all innocent. It's all innocent jokes. We're all just having fun with a shitty situation. What a shithole. The plants should be thriving this spring and summer, says Brian. Yes, wonderful fertilizer. Look on the bright side. Baba Shab says ducks shit in the river all the time. They seem unbothered. Neither do the Haitians that eat them. Christians are being reborn in the sewer poop. That's true. You are being baptized in shit river. Suppose. Real Jack says, I was going to give you some money, but you weren't really selling it. Oh. Then I'll shit on down the river to an Indian hideaway. There. Ta-da. And scene. Oh, man. Yeah, there's going to be, Taste Fairy Ialto says, there's going to be a lot of gay frogs in Washington, D.C. A lot of gay. It's going to be a really gay frog kind of, it's going to be gay frog summer, for sure. Parlock says, what a shit marriage. Hey, I tried my best. She got hooked on coke and we were unfaithful. Oh, you meant the people who got engaged. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? That felt like projection for a minute, and that's on me. Mike Erb says, if you're sitting in the tub and the water turns to mud, diarrhea. Diarrhea. Oh, man. Yagatube says, Aaron, you're the best YouTuber broadcasting live from Minnesota twice a day. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. 420 Slingblade says, this is what happens when Steel Toe plays plumber. Yes. Los Federales with $1 says, here's another banger of a clip. All right. All right. Keep it coming is all I can say. You're doing great so far. But that seems to be the kiss of death around here. Is when things start to seem to be going well, when we start to be picking up from our miss this morning. So let's finish it all up now. You guys know the show's been good. You know I'm fucking crushing it. Your $20 is safe with us. Oh, no. Los Federales. Is it another somebody shooting somebody in the head thing? God damn it. He's got a gun. What the fuck? Oh, and then he took himself. Oh, wow. So that's what it looks. Oh, wow. That looks way worse than the way they make it look in the movies. Wow, he just came in there. He must have found out she was fucking another man. Oh, there goes part of her head. And oh, shit. I'm going to tell you this. You tense up for a while after you do it. You know, in the movies, when they turn the gun on themselves, they just go back and they go limp. You go stiff from it. You kind of look, you know, when Tua gets a concussion, you know, where he throws up gang signs for a minute? That's what that guy do. Thank you, Los Federales. Appreciate that. I always catch a nice reset from your people shooting each other in the head videos. MSO says, Aaron, the only thing you're crushing is that poor chair you're sitting on. It's seen better days. It's seen better days. Hey, for those of you who don't like Nick Fuentes, it turns out that as he becomes the most popular podcaster in the country, normies are now starting to look into his past, and they're finding out that Nick Fuentes is probably kind of gay. And not only kind of gay, but kind of gay and is associated with some really fucked up people. You know, a lot of people have been disappointed in Fuentes lately because he hasn't been going too hard on the paint on the Epstein files shit. In fact, he's even wore mockingly the Jeffrey Epstein pullover, the zip up. And the reason people are wondering, you know, why isn't Nick Fuentes going hard on the Epstein stuff? Well, if you look at Nick Fuentes' history, he himself has been cozy, no pun intended, with people who are, you know, maybe on that side of, you know, the wrong side of the age of consent. A new report, and this is going to be the interesting part about Nick Fuentes, because right now, normies just see him as the guy who says crazy shit about Hitler and Jews and this and that. They don't know, like, the Nick Fuentes lore that's been out there for a while. Wait until they get into, like, the cat thing, cat boys. Wait until they get into cat boys and cum hunting and shit like that. It's probably going to get weird for Nick Fuentes. I don't think this arc ends at its peak. I think they do to Nick Fuentes what they did to Milo. And they just I mean, they started with the racist shit and the anti-Semitic shit, and Americans were like, yeah, turns out we're totally cool with that shit now. We were always pretending to be upset and offended. We're tired of pretending. We're cool with all that shit. And they're like, well, how about his allegiance to this Ali Alexander guy? Like, all right, I'm listening. Fuentes and Alexander, both of whom are far-right activists, have a long-standing relationship. And Alexander is best known for having alleged solicited nude photos from two 15-year-old boys. According to Thorpe and Rufo, their report, Fuentes allegedly knew about Alexander's proclivities before Milo Yiannopoulos publicized them in 2023. On a live stream in 2017, Fuentes said there was abundant evidence that Alexander would like to interact in a sexual way with young, fashy white boys, quite like himself and quite like myself and like others. Now, Fuentes had a conversation in which the alleged teenager called Alexander a pedo. Fuentes responded, "How do people not know about it?" Which is an odd thing to say about a guy you're associating with, that you openly know about this stuff and you're still... Like, Nick Fuentes is, you know, he's ballsy. He says a lot of crazy shit. But that doesn't mean that Nick Fuentes necessarily knows what he's doing or he's mastered the optics of things or like he's some kind of Jedi. He's still got some really dark skeletons in his closet that the internet knows about. But people who are terminally online and know about those things, they're so dead inside that it doesn't bother them. Once these normies who kind of peruse Twitter and peruse YouTube and just kind of on the peripheral know about Nick Fuentes, they find out about this stuff, they're going to run away from him, I think. So with Nick Fuentes knowing about Ali Alexander, and honestly, I know about the whole thing from Red Bar. That's how I knew about it. Was Red Bar talked about it on his show. Los Federales with $1 says, here's a YouTube-friendly one. You know I don't trust you. Oh, this one. Okay. This one's on YouTube. Skousko says, that guy freed himself from the slag, then killed himself. What a pussy. Yeah, you didn't even get to try out freedom, dude. You didn't even try it out. You just bailed on it. I can't live without her. Then why'd you blow her head off? Red Fox Mad with $5 says, breaking news. We'll get to that in just a second. Thank you guys very much for your contributions. You're being fine people. Thank you so much. Just keep this shit going. And hey, I'm a happy guy. I am a happy guy. All right. This is Anchor apologizes to. Oh no. I feel like I've seen this one before, but I could be wrong. I'm going to let you guys post it.
Okay, you have to see this. This is Finn. We're about to show. Oh my goodness, take a look at him. He's a resident of the Oklahoma City Zoo, and this week the zoo's 8th caretaker took over their Instagram, and we are all loving that they did. And as you can see, Finn was fascinated.
Definitely ready for his close-up.
Kind of looks like you. What do you see the picture?
Kind of good.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that last part? What she said about the gorilla to her black co-host. Can we one more time? By the way, this is why news people have all of their stuff written for them on a teleprompter. Ad-libbing not their strong suit. So let me show you once again her co-host. That would be this gentleman. And now let me show you the gorilla.
Definitely ready for his close-up.
Kind of looks like you. What do you see the picture?
Kind of does, actually, yeah.
I'm here. This.
So, remember yesterday on the news where I said that gorilla looked like my Negro co-host? I'm here to give you an update on that. And here's my black co-host not making it easy, staring at me like I'm a hoe who didn't bring him his money.
Morning because I want to apologize not only to my coworker Jason but to our entire community.
Wow.
I said something yesterday that was inconsiderate, it was inappropriate, and I hurt people.
I just would love to be the third person on this news show and be like, oh, I was sick yesterday, what'd you say? Well, I don't think it's appropriate to say. Well, no, for those of us who may not have watched yesterday, what is it that you said that you're apologizing? Because you seem very upset. And I just think it's wonderful that you're taking accountability to the whole community. I'd like to know what it is you said about Jason that, has you so upset, because I think if the rest of us knew a little more about it, we might be better able to empathize with your feelings and understand. I called him a gorilla. Oh my God, that's terrible. Why would you do that? That's incredibly racist. Good God, was your father in the Klan or something? Jason, I don't know. If I were you, I'd be very upset about that. I mean, you working the way you have to be a successful black man in the news industry, it cannot have been easy. And then she calls you a gorilla. Of all that, I would never do that.
Oh, fart nigger.
No, that's not going to make it better.
And I want you to know I understand how much I hurt you out there and how much I hurt you. I love you.
He should be eating a banana while she does this apology, just to make it as awkward as possible for her. Just go ahead. No, it's fine. I'm just a little hungry. I skipped breakfast before the show. I was too nervous about this apology, but go ahead. Could you hold this banana wrapper for me? Yeah. Just eat it like that.
So much, and you have been one of my best friends for the past year and a half, and I would never do anything on purpose to hurt you.
Alex, thank you very much.
I appreciate that, and in response, I just hold on, you have I think you have some dandruff or a couple pieces of lice in your hair. Let me just get those for you. Just wanted to make sure that you're taken care of, because I really don't hold any ill will against you. I wasn't mad. So,
And I do.
Could you excuse me? I'm just really nervous, and my stomach's a little nervous. Let me just get this out of here. Let me just chuck this across. There we go. I just didn't want to keep that in my hand for the entire segment. But anyway, your apology is accepted.
Accept your apology, and I do appreciate your apology. all that being said, and Alex would be the first to admit to this to you, what she said yesterday was wrong. It cut deep for me, and it cut deep for a lot of you in the community. I've heard the phone calls, and I've heard the Facebook messages as well. And I guess coming out of this, I want this to be a teachable moment. And that lesson here is that words matter.
And white bitches can't keep getting away with this shit. I think that's lesson number one to come out of this whole thing. Now, if you'll excuse me, we have a couple beautiful trees out back. I'm a little worked up. I want to go work this off. I'm going to do a pull-up on one while I swing to the other. Thank you. Harlock with $2 says, what's wrong with gorillas? No, I don't think she meant the band. I don't think so anyway. Nomo says, I think they fucked it out. I don't think so. I don't think so. Hobo Chili Recipe says he kind of looks like General Ursus from Planet of the Apes. What's wrong? You know, you could have gone General Thade, and you didn't. You didn't take the easy way out. Hobo Chili Recipe says, now smell your hand. I was pantomiming. I didn't really reach into my ass. That was, don't make me pull back the curtain too far. Halada Fachina says, just blow the brother and it's all good. I don't think that's going to help. Hey, Rumble, you guys are doing fantastic. YouTube, you guys are eating a bucket of dog shit. 251 of you checking out the toe right now. Hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. I think we can get to that 300 still. Thank you guys so much for a nice little show this evening. Keep up with those memberships, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. You guys got off to such a good start tonight. I would love to see that continue. Snap4DX says, time to get out the wallet, baby. $50 inbound. Let's fucking go. If you did that, I would say you are the best man of the night. But I have a feeling that I'm being punked. You know what? Just to make sure somebody does it, all of you throw in 10 memberships or $50 right about now. Johnny 8 Books says, didn't he agree with her at the time? He did. When she said, it kind of looks like you. He was like, oh, yeah. Well, you kind of have to play along. You kind of have to play along. You can't at that moment go, I'll fucking kill you, you white bitch. That's going to look bad. Now they got to fire 2 people. Johnny 8 Book says he's being victimized a second time, having to sit through the shit. Yeah, like doing the apology. I mean, that's nice and all. But at the same time, it's like, do we really have to go over the you calling me a black gorilla? We do. Okay, great. Well, I hope you feel better. Is Maroon just Navy Red gifting 5 memberships on Rumble?
Wanna fuck? Let's fuck!
Thank you very, very much for that very generous submission. Hey, guys, we're getting close. 3 more of those and we're done. Just 3 more of those little drop-ins, you dirty little fuckers. Thank you so much for what's been an incredible evening show this far. Keep it up. Everybody gifting memberships and throwing irresponsible amounts of money at us. Appreciate it. Oh, you guys are going to hate this. You guys, I got this clip specifically because I knew you guys would hate it. Dave Chappelle either was in town this weekend or is in town this week. What was this? This was today. Okay, so this was today. I think Chappelle is in town doing some shows. He showed up in Minneapolis, and he stopped at Alex Preddy's memorial. Now, I hope this doesn't bother any of you. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think Chappelle's last special was nearly as good as the other stuff he's done. SP and I watched Chappelle's special, and at the end of it, we were like, God, I didn't laugh that much. I mean, I thought some of the stuff was good, but I like laugh out loud moments. I think there were 1 or 2, and that's rare. That's different from most Chappelle specials. But he stopped at the Alex Preddy Memorial and put some flowers down. Now, I don't think Dave Chappelle makes his politics a secret, but at the same time, like, you got to admit, like, no matter what your politics are, the Alex Preddy shooting was fucked up. And I do believe, I'm buying the story that they took the gun off of him and then that SIG misfired and they all just overreacted and blew the guy's fucking head off. But this is Dave Chappelle showing up with the flowers and putting them at the Alex Preddy Memorial. You know what? I will say this. How about the fact that, like, I kind of like that. No, how fucking inappropriate would it be for someone to come and go, yo, Dave, big fan. Like, because I've been to that Alex Preddy Memorial. I've streamed from that memorial. It's very quiet. It's very somber. It's very funeral-like. It's very respectful. So, like, to go in there and make a big deal out of the fact that Dave Chappelle's there would be way out of place. Way out of place. But, you know, I mean, what do you want him to do? You know, that's what Dave does. Dave's made no secrets about what his feelings are on social issues and issues like that. That's how he is. Did we just do, hold on a minute. Oh no, I fucked up my chat. I was going to say, did we just do another 5 gifted memberships? No, the chat's just dead, Aaron. Don't be an idiot. Baba Shab says it doesn't hit like the Floyd Memorial. Hobo says, because he's now morphing into a social justice comedian. Just watch. Can you be a social justice comedian while shitting on his... Well, no, I guess you do have to be social justice. Yeah, I guess you got to kind of hate Israel to be social justice now. Oh, my God. Cody says, put up the PayPal link, please, on your show. I just did. There, I put it in the... Oh, if you're in the YouTube chat, I'm sorry. There you go. There's the YouTube chat link. I'll tell them, how about that? Someone wants to give you money so bad they DM you to get the link. There you go, buddy. I think this is Anonymous OG. Yes. OG Anonymous Fake Dono says he was so upset that he grabbed his blonde co-host and climbed the Empire State Building. Viewers of the news program flew by them in biplanes, letting her know they were upset too. How did I miss that one? How did I fuck that joke up? Son of a bitch. Fraudster says, is YouTube down? The only way I can see videos is by following external links. You know, I was having problems with YouTube just before the show also. It was being really bucky. So I don't know. Comedy Villain says Chappelle is straight trash now. Chugged the Kool-Aid. Has he chugged? Dude, I think that Chappelle has always been more liberal in his politics. I don't think that's anything new. I think what happened was, I think that he was against a lot of the SJW speech policing shit. So you guys all kind of went, oh, well, then he must be on the right-wing side of things. You know, he's against trans and stuff like that. No, that wasn't it. He just thought that the trans stuff was a bridge too far. Randall with $1 says, it's really strange no one has called out Fuentes harboring a black gay Muslim pedo and refuses to talk about it. It also strange how big names like Piers Morgan and Tucker don't say anything. Comedy Villain says, bro, watch Chappelle's show and watch him now. Yeah. We're also more hyper political than we were back then too. Snowcat Tish says, Aaron, YouTube crashed 15 minutes ago. Really? I mean, it's up, right? It says it's up. I mean, the YouTube numbers are lower than they usually are, and the Rumble numbers are higher than they usually are. Oh, I guess that fucking makes sense if people are having YouTube issues. Aaron, you fucking tard. Huh. All right. Well, people are having problems with YouTube. Mine's doing okay. Even More says YouTube is mangled right now. Oh, well, shit. That's, you know what? Then guess what? That means that we really are having a kick-ass show tonight, and if YouTube wasn't as limited as it was, we'd be way over that 300. Thanks, guys. Thank you. All right, we've got, someone said, I'm going back to The View. There's less problems on The View. Hey, remember when you guys said that we don't do enough view clips on the show? Somebody said that a while back. They said, you know something, Aaron? You don't do any view clips anymore on your program. And I'm starting to be bothered by the lack of clips you're doing from The View. And I said, you know what? The next time I see a View clip, I'm going to be all over that shit for you. I'm going to be all over that like bananas on rice. All right? I promise. Yeah, Root says people forget that Dave is a devout Muslim. Yeah, Dave is a devout Muslim, and the reason he says he doesn't talk about it in public much is because he feels like he's a failed Muslim, and he doesn't want people to use him as the example of Islam. And I'm like, Dave, have you seen what some of these other motherfuckers on the news have been doing? You might be the guy to speak up for Islam. People are saying in the chat, Aaron, nobody said that. Nobody said that you're not playing enough view clips. I'm not kidding. Some people said that I'm not playing enough view clips on the program, and I don't want those people to be upset. I don't. Look, man, I'm a people pleaser. I just want my audience to be happy. No, you'll like this one. This is Whoopi Goldberg was not happy about being in the Epstein files. So they came out with a list. And by the way, did you know that they're leaving 3 million Epstein files just secret? They're locking them down. They're like, we're not releasing anymore. We're just not going to release any more Epstein files. And what the fuck? You can't. They passed a law that said you had to release them all. And they went, oh, yeah, I know. I know the law says that. But go fuck your mother. And so that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of where we're at with the Epstein files at the moment is there's a law out there that says the Trump administration has to release them all. And the Trump administration is saying, yeah, the law can suck my dick. I'm not releasing these last 3 million. So, hey, guys, great news. Cody with $100 over on PayPal. Yes, did I need this today?
I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
I mean, look, I'm not saying that we can beat this morning. I'm not saying that we can beat it. I'm just saying that if you want to try, we're 1:30 away from it, and I'll go until 9 o'clock if we beat it. We've got an hour. You can if you want. No pressure. We've knocked out tonight. Tonight is a win for the toe. They can't take that away. Thank you guys very much. Cody with a personalized message. Oh, what a good guy. What a good guy. Thank you, Cody. Today ain't so bad. This evening show crowd's some bad motherfuckers. MSO says fake. You can't win them all, right? You can't win them all. Let's do this Whoopi Goldberg clip of her spazzing out over the Epstein stuff. Are they not really? Is The View just like not posting any of their shit anymore? Are they like worried that people are going to watch it and make fun of them? That would be terrible. This is Whoopi Goldberg on The View talking about the Epstein files.
Now, in the name of transparency,
I'm against it. I think if you're born a man and you have kids, you should not transition. It's confusing to the kid.
can you put up my name is in the files? Yes. And what is it?
Yeah. I just wanted y'all to know that. I wanted to be as transparent as possible. You see, back in 2013, I went through a phase where I ate dead babies. I was fat maxing. And when you're fat maxing, some of the highest calories can be found in baby fat. That's why my ass got so big before COVID, y'all. And that's how my gut got so big. And that's why I look kind of like, you know, when Al Roker lost all that weight and it looked like he gave it right to my ass. That's because I was eating babies and sacrificing them to Moloch, y'all. You see, when I changed my name to Goldberg, I went the whole Jew way, okay, honey? I didn't go. So for those of you calling me a half Jew, I ate the babies. I raped the babies. I ate the babies. I raped the babies. We fed that woman to the shark, y'all. So I went to the island. All right. We burned human sacrifices. Okay. This was not, it's a lifestyle for me. All right.
It says, Whoopi needs a plane to get to Monaco. John Lennon's charity, it should say Julian Lennon's charity, is paying for it. They don't want to charter, so they're looking for private owners. Here's the info. And they give all the information.
Okay, I understand that, you needed a private jet for this charity thing and all that. Why does Jeffrey Epstein have to be involved in any of that? Why does Jeffrey Epstein have to be involved at all?
And they're saying, do you want to offer your G2? Okay.
And it looks like they said no thanks.
Yeah.
So in other words, anybody can be on this list.
Well, this is my point, because...
Okay, you see what's happening here? I know we're making fun of Whoopi, and that's great. I love it. Fantastic. Do it all day. But do you see what the blackmail of the Epstein files truly is? The true blackmail of the Epstein files is that they've got them all in one way or another. So while Whoopi Goldberg didn't do anything wrong, her name is now smeared by just being on the list. So she's now instinctually going to downplay the Epstein files. She's going to go, oh, my name is on it, but it's just because of a jet. And I rejected the jet. I didn't even want their jet, sugar. And now every fucking Jewish hedge fund manager that actually ate babies and drank their blood for adrenochrome is going to go, oh, yeah, me too. Yeah, they were asking about jets and shit. Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein was just a travel agent. Yeah, I'm like on the list, but I'm on the way Whoopi was on the list. Same thing. This is how they're going to, there's so many people, so many individuals are connected to this thing in different levels that this is how they're going to get it. This is how they're going to skate on all this shit.
I'm telling you, when I tell
you. Because all these other celebrities that could call people out are also on it in one way or another. It's too big of a network for them to all turn on each other.
You people are trying to turn me into, I wasn't his girlfriend. I wasn't his friend.
You were too old for him.
I was not only too old, but...
That's good. Pedophilia jokes. See, that's what Fox News did, too. Jesse Waters and Greg Gutfeld were... he was a hookup rabbi. He was a rabbi pimp. Good. That's fun, guys. Yeah, our whole country has been blackmailed by a foreign power. And occupied and taken over by a bunch of financiers and a spy agency that has basically taken over our spy agency. But no, we should all make jokes because all of your friends are on that fucking list and you don't want to insult them and hurt their feelings. That's why Trump doesn't want to go after anyone. He told Marjorie Taylor Greene, come on, a lot of my friends would get hurt. Then fuck them. Your friends are pedos.
It was at a time, where this is just not... You used to have facts before you said stuff.
But Trump is on the list 38,000 times.
Well, I can't speak to him, but I'm speaking...
See, this is what I mean. You are watching exactly how they're going to, spin their way out of this. Because The View wants to go after Trump for being in there a bunch of times. And now Whoopi's like, I can't speak to that, but I know when I was in there, it was a mistake, y'all. Dude, people think that we're going to be able to bring this thing down so easily. These people are, say what you want. They're evil. They worship Moloch, all that stuff. These people are fucking smart. They're really good. They've got this shit planned out. They've been doing it for centuries.
About me because I'm getting dragged. People actually believe that I was with him. It's like, honey.
Bro. If honestly, this is where I'm at. If we can bring down this entire cabal, we can save the planet for many generations. If some people got to catch strays and then, we can figure out later that they're innocent, that's fine. But yeah, you know what? A few dolphins are going to get caught up in the tuna nets. That's all. A few dolphins are going to get caught in the tuna nets and we'll weed out the dolphins after. But right now it's got to be more of a, dragging nets, in the ocean, catching what we can kind of situation.
Come on. Yeah. Every man that I've ever been with, you've known about him because either the Inquirer wrote it about it.
Yeah.
Or he went in blackface at a roast.
People wrote about this stuff. So, no, I never had this, and no, I didn't get on the plane because you know what I would have to do to get on the plane? They were trying to,
and she doesn't
they're
fly.
No, so they're trying
She's
to
a
get
bus
me.
babe.
They're trying to
No.
get me to get on a plane to get to this thing for Julian Lennon.
Yeah, but the thing is, they dropped like 300 names.
Yes.
And it's like flood the zone because when you're looking, there are people like Marilyn Monroe who was dead.
See, this is the mainstream media. This is how they're going to cover for this. They're going to go, well, there's so many names on there. How can we even get through it all and organize it all? There's just no way. So I guess it's all a wash. It's unfortunate, but you watch. That's how it's going to happen. That's how it's going to happen. I think that's why it's good to watch clips from The View and mainstream media and all that shit, because it's showing you what their game plan is. We've seen Fox's game plan, make jokes. We've heard now The View's game plan, which is, no, look at all the people that are on that list. I mean, some of it's complete bullshit, which is going to run cover for the people who it's not complete bullshit for. Guys, some of these chats I can't, Porch what? I can't. I can't read that. My Lost Interest says, please, Whoopi, eat more babies. Anything to make you look younger. Look, child, my biggest thing is this, y'all. I've been drinking baby blood. I'm actually 176 years old. All right, I was 147 when they made Sister Act. I've been drinking baby's blood for a minute, y'all. And I ain't about to stop. Joey Caravello's mommy says, YouTube is working for me, but I checked online and it says global outage. It's got, you know what it is? It's the shit river in DC. It's fucking everything up. Anawal says, yep, we need to know their narratives to fight them. You know, I've said before and I'll say again. There's no jail cell is going to hold these guys or girls. You're not going to be able to do this through the legal system. All right? We're going to have to do this in a way that is that ain't pretty, unfortunately. And I don't think we've got the stomach for it. So I don't think it's going to happen that way. Oh my God, even with YouTube down, we are damn near kissing 300. Thank you guys. This is great for the B Show. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. We're getting close. Just 24 more of our closest friends. And also, you guys have banged out tonight's goal, which is amazing. You even knocked down one of our biggest losses we ever had down to 130. I mean, unfucking believable. Thank you. And if you feel like throwing in more memberships or PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, whatever, I am here for it, guys. Thank you so much for the support tonight. It is very, very welcomed. This was one that Red Fox Mad sent in. He said it was breaking news, something about a church explosion. Uh-oh.
An explosion inside of a church in Boonville, injuring 5 people. Firefighters responding to the smell of gas at the Abundant Life Fellowship Church. That's on Route 12. And just into the newsroom, this drone footage showing the aftermath. Smoke still billowing from the decimated structure. Firefighters up on ladders, spraying water, trying to control what's left of the flames. News Channel 9's Alexandra Durr joining us live. She's right outside the church where we hope to hear more from the state police commander.
This is, it's ironic, but either, you know, when churches like this burn, it's usually like some asshole left a fellowship coffee pot on. Or how ironic if this was like an insurance job, a Christian church with Jewish lightning. Odd, right?
Moment, Alex, but in the meantime, what
cultural appropriation, if I do say so myself.
Can you tell us?
Christy, state investigators were here on the scene this morning, described this scene as catastrophic, and the church here, the Abundant Life Church, appears...
Holy shit, she wants to work on a network, doesn't she? She is giving it... She is leaning into this one. If she does a report on a cat show, it's the most intense cat show since the Kennedy assassination.
To be completely destroyed. We've seen tankers driving up and down this lane filled with water.
Holy
and water
shit.
is still pouring from the sky, as you can see. State troopers say...
It's pouring from a hose, miss. It's not really pouring from the sky. That would be rain. But I like your enthusiasm. I mean, you can't question this woman's enthusiasm and her vigor for the job. I said vigor. Water still pouring from the sky. Hey, ma'am, no, that's just us. We got a hose. We're shooting it down. Nothing magic going on here. All right, we got a ladder. It goes up. We'd like to take you up here sometime, sweet cheeks.
4 people were in the church basement at the time.
You don't have a boyfriend that looks like a gorilla by chance, do you? All right, good. I ain't trying to get in a fight with no moolah.
The explosion. One firefighter was reported
To me, all
to be on the first
firefighters are racist. I apologize for that stereotype.
floor during the explosion, getting thrown against a wall from the blast. Multiple fire crews arrived on the scene, and they're still here. They're putting out the hot spots, as you can see, and investigating the damage to the church. Now, while crews continue to work, the Village of Boonville police chief says the outpour of support from fire crews have come in here across the region and the community.
Wow, that thing is gone. That was a nasty explosion. Boonville, don't stand no chance, and Boonville can't see my dance. You want to see the tweeter end zone dance? $1 from Red Fox Mad says, every time I go to the gym and Jesus, here we go. Every time I go to the gym and change in front of the other guys, I always get a raging boner. By the way, I'm reading this on the screen. This is not me. I'm reading this from this is written in by someone who gave $1. It is not me saying this. Every time I go to the gym and change in front of the other guys, I always get a raging boner. The YMCA is a hotspot for naked men in the locker room. Aaron, hand check. I'm fine. I was not whacking off. My dick didn't even move. I'm actually worried it doesn't work. It's just shot now because I read this. Sam Show says, you left too good of a pause at the end of that. Hobo chili recipe. I'm not here to shame anybody. I'm not here to make anybody feel bad about their use of racial slurs, but it's garboon, not gaboon. It's a garboon. If you're talking about the slur for blacks, it's garboon. It's, I believe, a combination of gorilla and baboon. A garboon. We're going to look this up. We're going to learn together on the show. They won't even list this one. Come on, guys. Black slur. They won't even list it. Holy shit, you're right. No, I'm wrong. Guys, I want to apologize. It is gaboon. I, for the longest time, thought it was garboon. I'm sorry that I ever questioned Hobo Chili Recipe on his... You know what? Live on the show tonight, I'm in a good mood. We've made a lot of money. You guys have been insanely generous. I want to apologize, and I yield to Hobo Chili Recipe. I am not nearly as racist as he is. He is the king of racial slurs, and I have failed. I always thought it was garboon, and that's on me, which means every time I've said garboon, I'm technically not being racist, even though the intent is there. Gaboon is sometimes mistakenly referenced in discussions of offensive language, but it is not a widely recognized specific racial slur against black people. Congratulations, Hobo. It's like finding a rare Pokemon. You're the Logan Paul of racial slurs. Hey! Gotta catch 'em all. Smoke, shine, eggplant. See? Gotta find the rare ones. It primarily refers to a region, a tree, or a species of snake. The term gammon is a distinct debated political insult in the UK, while boong is an explicit ethnic slur. I don't know, man. I always thought it was garboon. The international team of scientists led by C.J. Reading did a survey of 17 snake populations covering 8 species from the European grass snake to the African gaboon viper. You're just referencing a snake. There's not a lot of this in terms of racial slurs. I'm sorry. It was not a slur, but a descriptive noun used in the slave trades. Fuck you. I told you garboons was a thing. In Texas, they call black people the slang word garboon. Hey, garboon, get your... Oh, Jesus Christ. A garboon is a more specific racist term than words such as or... It refers to large black men with particularly stereotypically black features, the likes of which can be found in a racist portrayal, like enormous lips, wide and flat nose, extreme prognathism. These are clavicular words. I don't know. Possible etymologies include the word baboon and Gabon, which is an African country, and the fact that the word sounds like some species of ape. So, wait, now was I right or was I wrong? Because are Hobo and I both right? Because garboon is clearly a term too. I think this may be a draw. I think we may have to settle for a draw on this one. And by the way, you're welcome for the education you're getting tonight. Free education, because we've already knocked out the goal. We're already working on this morning. Does it count if it sounds racist? I think so. Hobo says, don't ever question my racism. Well, but here's the problem. Now, we're both right. So what do? Silverwolf says, your show is garboon. Large and black? It does have a dark tone to it. Hobo Chili Recipe says, eggplant is mooly, stupid. I know! Moulignon means eggplant, you fucking garboon. Can't talk to this fucking It's getting bad. You guys are making me get way out of pocket over here. Jesus. Honky says, my favorite actress is Terry Garboon. That's not her name, I don't think. Hobo says, Gaboon and Garboon are both describing the same thing. Why are we fighting about this? You're right. Let's not forget who the real enemy is. I apologize. My Lost Interest says, Aaron trying too hard to prove he's the better racist. Well, it's just that Hobo comes at everything so confrontational and so, sure of himself that I really want to check him when he fucks up. But now we're at this weird point where both of us are right and both of us are complete white trash pieces of shit garbage who know way too many negative words for black people. So there really is no winner here. If we're being if you want to know the truth of it. 280. Hey, we're almost at 300, you filthy fucking porch. I'm taking it back. It's okay. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. And if you guys have a $130 rally in you, well, then hot shit, we can make this morning a complete memory. Holy shit. Mark Shaw says, first time ever seeing the show live. Yeah, it's a bad idea. Today was not the day for you to come in here. I'm sorry that now is not the time to write, hey, it's my first time checking out the show live after we just had a 15-minute conversation about the word garboon. Hit like and follow the channel. Don't forget to hit the little notification bell. That's important, right? You want to know exactly when we cracker. By the way, some people arguing YouTube down is trending on X. It's definitely widespread. Skip to My Lou says YouTube is not down. I've been listening since 7:15. Cody wrote in, YouTube is not down. I'm watching on my TV. Dubnot says, just got here and the discussion is about slurs. I'm in the right place. Well, don't I feel like a fucking fanook? Hobo Chili says, listen, just because the Moors, oh, wait, fuck, I'll shut up. You know what, Hobo, you and I, we've got nowhere to go but up, you know? Red Fox Mad says you both win. Do we? Whether we won or lost, we did it together. Hobo says, when you think Hobo Chili Recipe, you think racism. And that's going to be in my headstone. Well, you know, look, branding's important. Comedy Villain says, you must entertain us now. You are the only thing that works. Well, here's the deal. If I'm the only thing that works, and on YouTube we're grabbing 82, and on Rumble we're grabbing 190, if I can only grab 82 and I'm the only thing that works, I'm glad that I can motivate an entire country to go outside instead of watch my program. I think I feel good about that. I feel very, very good about that. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. I have to get out of the chat.
You guys are way too goddamn funny tonight. So what the fuck happened with this Stephen Colbert thing? First of all, isn't he done yet? So, like, Stephen Colbert is finishing up his show on CBS, which is now owned by Israel. And Barry Weiss is the head of CBS News. And she doesn't want anything anti-Israel or Democrat or any, like she's totally protecting President Trump. As long as he stays cool with the Jays, Barry Weiss, who's basically an Israeli operative, is going to shut down stories on CBS News that make the president look bad or make Netanyahu look bad. There was this interview that Stephen Colbert did with a Texas state representative. Now, this is retarded because, like, Stephen Colbert is in David Letterman's old time slot. So why we're having a state politician from Texas on the program is just, I think it's Colbert being salty that he got canceled and that he still has to play out the rest of his contract like a fucking wage slave. So I think he's just like, I'll put on the driest, gayest, shittiest anti-Trump stuff I can. It's kind of his big fuck you before he gets shown the door. And I think this is going to be his last gig in show business. I think he'll probably retire after this because this has been rather embarrassing for him. But he had this guy, this Texas state representative, James Tellerico, on his show. Democrats got pissed about it because this Tallarico is running in the Democratic primary against Jasmine Crockett. And they've got primaries running from today to February 27th, and then Election Day is on March 3rd. If any race has no candidate with a majority of the votes, the runoff elections will be on May 26th. So the interview got spiked. It didn't air. And now this Tallarico guy is getting all kinds of play nationwide because he's like this dangerous, censored candidate that CBS refused to show on their air. CBS lawyers barred the show from airing because it violated equal time guidelines. So the ruling goes like this. In the run-up to an election, if you're going to have one candidate on, you have to offer the same amount of time to the other candidates. They don't have to accept it, but you have to offer it to them. And since Colbert was having this the day before the election, there was no time to get everybody else on. So Colbert was kind of fucking over CBS on this one, leaving them open to lawsuits, so they just tanked the interview. So if you don't think that this is Stephen Colbert telling CBS and the Trump administration and everyone else to go fuck themselves, I mean, it sounds like this guy, because I think he's done what, in March? Like March 23rd or something like that. Stephen Colbert is off the air. But he pissed off a shitload of Democrats for doing this. But now this Tallarico interview has like 3 million views, which is more people than probably would have saw it if they would have had Colbert's show on. So MSO says, isn't this the same dude who did the dancing vaccines? Yeah. And it's like, even when Stephen Colbert is trying to be edgy or dangerous or different, he's still doing it in service of the Democratic Party, which is remarkably on brand for him. But I guarantee, let's just watch a little bit of this interview. I guarantee it's boring and shitty and dry, and Colbert does an awful job. But here it is. Here's the James Tallarico appearance. So this guy just looks like a fucking doofus.
Hey, yo. Thank you.
He looks like a waiter on Epstein Island. I mean, forget a participant.
Now, here's the thing. I don't usually say this to a guest, but if people are watching this right now, it's because they found us online on YouTube. I did an act of the show that's on tonight explaining why. It's not the first time you've caused some drama. FCC opening probe into The View after appearance by Tallarico. Do you mean to cause trouble?
I think that Donald Trump is worried that we're about to flip Texas.
Oh, yeah. That's why Colbert's having you on, because you're the 900th guy who's finally going to be the Democrat
who's going to flip Texas. Ah, yeah, this guy. Don't fuck with him. He's dangerous, don't you know? Root says Aaron is going to start growing tentacles like a potato that fell behind the fridge. That's fucking hurtful. You know, you do it on a night where we made a ton. We even made back some of our loss from this morning. I feel very good about that. And what do? You use it to hurt me. You use it to hurt me. How dare you? You know, I even think in the next 30 minutes, this audience might be able to get our $130 miss from this morning down to 100. And I think we may still be able to have a perfect week this week. But you're still going to call me a lumpy expired potato. How dare you? How dare you, sir? Riding Dirty Llama says, I just told the 14,000 people on Lookner's channel to come here and watch. Hey, that would be great. I would love that. Comedy Villain says, Trump is such a fucking retard. Your citizens ruined the country because they voted in a viral trend. Now they are all poor, wondering what the fuck happened. Well, did you hear what happened with Dollar Tree? This is, if you want to know that the poor in this country are just being told to go fuck themselves and basically, you know, start boiling your own boot leather and foraging for food. Dollar Tree is now following Costco. I'm not making this up. Not Costco, Chipotle. Last week, Chipotle said, look, 60% of our audience, 60% of our customers make over $100,000 a year. So we're going to start slowly rising prices, and we're going to play to that crowd, and we'll make more money. So, like, honestly, like their whole business model is fuck poor people. Who gives a shit? We're not going to give them burritos for, $7 or $8 anymore. Suck a dick. These are now $20 burritos because we're going to cash out on 60% of our clientele. Now Dollar Tree, which is the place that poor people go because Chipotle won't let them have a fucking burrito, so they got to go get the chili cheese burritos out of the freezer section, the 12-pack for $3. Dollar Tree is now telling them to go fuck themselves. Dollar Tree is now making an upscale play to try and fuel sales. Discount retailer Dollar Tree is opening new stores in increasingly affluent areas as it seeks to attract higher income customers who spend more at the store per trip, a new report finds. Rich people love stale trolley bright crawlers for $1.50. I'm not saying anybody doesn't enjoy that particular sugary treat. An analysis by Bloomberg News found that 49% of new Dollar Tree stores opened in the last 6 years were located in wealthier parts of metro areas around the country, up from just 41% in the preceding years. I don't think that's the case at all. I think what's happening here is that $100,000 a year is not what it used to be. Like in the 90s, if you heard somebody was making $100,000 a year, you'd go, oh my God, what are they doing living in this neighborhood? These people are fucking 1%ers. That's remarkable. Now it's a sad statement about how destroyed the dollar is, that you're like, yeah, you know who Dollar Tree is playing to? People who make $100,000 a year. Well, you know what we're finding out is that if you have a family of 4 and you got $100,000 a year coming into the household, you're paycheck to paycheck now in the United States of America. To me, this doesn't scream like Dollar Tree's making brilliant business moves. What this is telling me is that people making 6 figures every year are needing to shop at Dollar Tree. So, again, I don't know. Like when I was growing up, if you got a job right out of school and you were making like 35, 40 grand a year, you could live on your own. You could be fine. You weren't getting rich, but you could go to the bar with your friends. You could pay your rent or pay a mortgage on a shitty 2-bedroom starter house that you had. You could do okay at 35, 40 grand a year, just getting out of school. Like now, I don't know how those people eat. If you make that much getting out of school, fuck, you better be living with mom and dad or an inherited house or something like that. The fact that Dollar Tree and Chipotle are now going, hey, our clientele is more affluent, they make $100,000 a year, just tells me that making $100,000 a year ain't shit compared to what it used to be. The share of new stores in zip codes with significantly higher incomes compared to the broader metro area rose to 19% in the last 6 years. Yeah, again, this is not showing that like super rich people all of a sudden said, yes, when I clean my monocle, I like to go get my monocle cleaning solution at the Dollar Tree and the Family Dollar and the Dollar General. No, what it's saying is that people that used to be considered affluent are now buying the $3 for a dozen burritos out of the freezer at Dollar Tree. That's what I don't think this is the win that the news is reporting this as. Hobo Chili says 15 years ago in Florida, if you made 40 grand, you could live very comfortably. Yeah, you could. Redbird with $5 says, let's combine tonight and this morning for a $200 loss. We won. We've already won this morning. Oh, I'm sorry. You're probably misunderstanding what that says. I phrased it like a retard. What the fuck? Hobo! That just came out of my mouth because we were talking about... I'm sorry. I apologize. 125 left from this morning. You guys have already knocked out today and gone over. I apologize for fucking that up, Redbird. Chef Matic with $1 says Costco is one of the good ones. Still only $1.50 for a Polish dog with a soda. Not only that, the founder of Costco, he doesn't run the company anymore, but the CEO was going to raise the $1.50 soda and hot dog special. And in the board meeting, the founder of Costco literally said, if you raise the price of that hot dog, I will fucking kill you. That's a quote. The founder of Costco rules, and we need to protect him at all costs. He threatened to murder his CEO if they raise the price. And by the way, much like McDonald's, there's something about the fountain sodas at Costco that are they hit different. Red Fox Mad with $1 says some bank runs are coming and a 1930s crash. This will be a bigger crash than back then. I mean, I'm certainly not rooting for it. Red Fox Mad says this guy knows what's coming up. Uh-oh. We'll check it out. Wanhead Rex says nobody owns anything. They rent the space and load it with junk. Banks give them low interest loans to do it. Sam Show says, I'm so proud of you, Aaron. That was so effortless. I didn't mean to say that. That was really, really bad. Root says paper plates, dumb shit for dumb holidays. The dollar store rocks. It does, but it was always for us poor people. Like when I was growing up, my dad loved taking us to the dollar store. And we would get little, the bag of chocolate coins for 50 cents. And, this is back when dollar stores literally was under $1. But it was for people who had working class parents like I did. If you saw someone making 100 grand in a dollar store, you just walk up to him, grab him by the lapels and go, why do you mock me, you fucker? And it was confrontational. Now the person with making 100 grand shows up with patches in his jeans and going, man, I'm just here getting by like you are. It's all right, man. Come on in. Keep yourself warm by the fire in a barrel. It's cool. Yankee says there was just a local news story today warning us to prepare for more rising prices. Yay! Make America great again. Hobo says, whoa, I really do live rent-free in your head. I love you, Hobo. It's respect is what it is. Dinkelman says, are you giving up mashed potatoes for Lent, Aaron? Because I had more work done on my root canal tooth, I couldn't eat solid foods yesterday because of all the Novocaine and they don't want you biting down and shit. So the food I was most excited to eat when I got home was SP got me some mashed potatoes. And then after SP left last night, I went in the cupboard and I made more mashed potatoes. And last night I had some more mashed potatoes. And then I ate the rest of them today. So I mashed potato binged. So no, I don't see myself quitting cold turkey on the mashed potatoes anytime soon. Hobo says, when Aaron was a boy, he would wear striped pajamas and ask when it was time for your shower. Why do you think I took such a hard turn in adulthood, Chocolate coins at the dollar store? Okay, Jew boy. My Lost Interest says, we could tell, Aaron. I woke up at 2:22 this morning. Eat my dick. Respectfully. Respectfully. I don't mean to say that as confrontational. Okay, so this guy named the Economic Ninja is telling us that there's going to be a bank crash soon. I mean, I certainly hope not. I don't want there to be a bank crash. By the way, guys, thank you so much. Like I said, tonight's evening show has been exactly what I needed. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, everyone who contributed to tonight's show. It's touching. It's special. It means something to me. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Aaron's been potato maxing. Yeah, see, we were having a moment for just a second there. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, and I want everybody here to gift a membership or throw in $5, and then we'll forget this morning ever happened. Thanks, guys. All right, bank crash coming. Let's find out. The Economic Ninja. No shit, he's an economic ninja. I can't even see the motherfucker. What the? Don't just do that. Fucking warn us next time. Eric Stone Street looks great, though.
All right, everyone. We have got something really serious to talk about. First off, it's cold out here.
Thanks. That wasn't gay. Way to set the tone.
But people are starting to fear a serious banking crisis, and they've got a lot of really good reasons. And I want to read those reasons to you. And
mostly, Jews are being exposed as satanic pedophiles, and they will tank the market to avoid accountability. That is one reason why we all think the banks are going to crash. There's only one reason they're going to crash the banks on us. To distract from their satanic, pedophilic human sacrifices. Son of a bitch.
I want you to start thinking, if we have a bank issue, is the Federal Reserve going to do bailouts like they did in times previous, or are they going to do
why not? I mean, all the bailouts did was make sure that people lost their homes, and poor working people lost their homes and all their wealth, and all the bankers and hedge fund managers made trillions of dollars and gave themselves bonuses, which led to more income inequality and less for the working class. So, yeah, I mean, why don't we continue taking that breed of economic medicine? It's always seemed to work out so well before. When are we going to change our name to the Weimar States of America? I'm just wondering.
Where they actually say, hey, you know what? A lot of your money is not safe. You did not have it in FDIC insured accounts. Most people don't know. You just don't put money in a bank and it's FDIC insured. We're going to take part of it to fund the bank, and we're going to give you worthless bank stocks. It's happened before in Greece and Cyprus. That was a test bed to see what the general public would do, just like what happened a handful of years ago when everyone was forced to wear masks. I'm not joking.
So you're saying that correct me if I'm wrong. I think what this guy's trying to say is, the next time this happens, like in 2008, we need to hang bankers from bridges. I think that's the message he's trying to put out there. Because what he's saying is, in 2008, they ran this as a test bed. And nobody, like everybody all the bankers got bailouts and shit. So they feel like they might be able to do this again next time. So we weren't hard enough on them. All right, cool. Thank you. This guy, I think, might be on our side.
Are social experiments. And I think a lot of people are going to straight up fail in this. All right. So let's go before here. And I've got some important notes because this is a very fancy channel. And we're going to talk about why people are stressing out and thinking that an impending banking collapse in America is coming soon. So it says here, first off, they're talking about liquidity, and they're saying that liquidity is tightening. They say higher interest rates and reduced central bank stimulus means less easy money in the system. That's very true. People are also saying that banks right now have to compete harder for deposits and funding. And you're seeing that everywhere, where people are going, hey, I walk into my bank and there's all these signs that if you open a checking account or savings account, we're going to give you this, this, and this. Whereas that didn't even exist after the pandemic.
Right. That's because interest rates were at 0%. The bank was essentially getting free money from the Federal Reserve, so they didn't need your fucking money. Now the interest rates are higher. They don't want to borrow at higher interest rates, so they want to just get your money to put in the bank. So they'll give you a little less interest. They'll give you a little less than what the market rate is, so they can still make money on the money they loan out and charge. They'll give you 4% if you open an account with them, but they'll loan out money at 8 or 9%. So they can still cover the loss. But still, it's all just a shell game anyway. It's all just paper money and numbers on a computer screen. We haven't learned anything in the last 20 years.
About that. The money was flowing so easily through the system. Now banks are freaking out because they don't have enough people depositing money and keeping it in their banks.
People don't have any fucking money. Maybe if you wouldn't have taken everyone's money, There might be some for your bank. You're kind of learning a lesson here that if you give all the money to the top 1%, there's no more money left. You gave it to the end of the game. Trickle-down economics is retarded. It reverses the order. Trickle-up economics. You know what poor people do? They buy food and clothing and houses and land, and they finance it through a bank, and they buy it from wealthy people. And the money will flow up. The money doesn't flow down. Once it gets into the billionaires' pockets, they're like, we're good. That's the end of the line. I mean, unless you're in the yacht business and the McMansion business, sorry. They ain't trickling that shit down to you. God, again, thanks, Reagan. So yes, you've extracted all of the wealth from the working class. You can offer them 40% interest. They don't have any fucking money to pay you because of that mortgage they're already paying you for.
So they can go and loan.
They're using their credit cards to buy food for their children. People are using credit cards now more than ever, and they're using it for groceries. Did you know 40% of American adults can't scrape together $1,000 if you ask them to today? 40% of American adults can't scrape together $1,000. Which, if you can't scrape together $1,000, that's great news. You're not alone. You're not a fuck up or a failure. You're being fucked over by a system that threw you overboard decades ago. So, you know what? These banks deserve to rot in hell. They deserve to die. But here's the problem. If they do fail, we're just going to print more money to prop them up again.
Out their money.
And working class people will lose all of the money they have in those banks because they'll find a way to say it wasn't FDIC insured. And then the income inequality will get worse, and we'll wonder why in 10, 15 years we're facing this same problem again. Maybe if during COVID you hadn't closed down all their mom and pop businesses and forced them to go out of business, they might have a couple bucks in their pocket to deposit in your fucking bank.
To just keep their doors open, all right? They're also talking about tighter liquidity, making weaker institutions more vulnerable. Now, we just had a bank close down. It was a small bank in Chicago, and people on the internet were freaking out and saying it was over silver. That was all a lie. It was all rumors. It was not true. That bank in Chicago had nothing to do with silver, and it is a normal. Every year, banks do close down, and right now, we're having actually the lowest amount of banks close, shut their doors, because the Federal Reserve is already injecting money through a program because banks don't trust each other, all right? So we're actually already in a very bad situation, but you don't see it because the Fed is injecting that liquidity into their banks.
Right. Injecting liquidity. In other words, just throwing money at it. It's just throw more money at it. That's what they mean by injecting liquidity. Putting more money into the computer screen. So they can all move numbers around and pretend that they're never going to have to take their medicine. Hobo calling this guy live action Johnny Bravo. He is an odd looking fella, isn't he? Yankee says, just watched The Big Short again last weekend. I recommend everyone watch The Big Short because a lot of that shit's still happening and almost at a larger rate in different industries. And in different segments of banking. The stuff from The Big Short never stopped. One person went to jail. The fleecing never ends. We're all truly fucked. Yeah, well, you saw in The Big Short that guy lost his house, right? But the banker got a bonus. That's taking the equity that person had in that home and you're just giving that to that banker. It is a literal one-to-one translation, an A to B moving of wealth from the middle class to the wealthiest 1%. If you can't understand that, I can't think of a more simple explanation for you. MSO says, fuck all them scumbags. They want 30% interest on credit cards, but I'll give you 3 to 4% on your savings. Fuck them all. Yeah, so it forces you to basically work with these private equity firms in the stock market if you want to get 7 or 8% on your money. And they go ahead and those private equity firms, they use your money and a bunch of other depositors' money, and they invest in their name, and they buy up huge swaths of these companies. And then they, in investor meetings and shit, they vote for shit that's bad for the workers but good for the bottom line. So while they're taking your money and investing it for you and making you money, on the back end, they're destroying labor opportunities in the companies they buy large amounts of stock in using you and other working people's money. It's a fucking racket, dude. It's a racket. Wanhead Rex says, maybe you took your widely accepted national currency and turned it into magic beans. Oh, no. Hobo says, why did it close? Was Al Capone not putting his money in there anymore? Hey-oh. Hobo Chili Recipe quoting the Epstein files. Let the Goyim deal in the real world. All right, guys, we got about 5 or 10 minutes left in tonight's show. It has been a highly successful one. I appreciate it. The only thing, we're not going to do a rally segment tonight because there's nothing to rally. We won already. Here's the only begging I will do. If we want to go on a quick Rumble membership run, if we can get 6 or 7 of those, we can get this morning's miss under $100, and I find that really, really palatable. I find that really doable. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Oh yeah, I forgot about this bitch. We might save this one to tomorrow. That's going to take a while. Let's talk about Jelly Roll's cock instead because I'm a man. Jelly Roll's wife is talking about his weight loss. I don't know if you know this, but I'm pretty sure Jelly Roll went the Ozempic route and lost a fuck ton of weight. He looks like a normal person now. He said he's going to do surgery to have the skin, remove a lot of the skin removed, or he's already had that done. I can't remember. But yeah, this was him before. Good Lord. And now he's looking like just kind of a normal, heavier set guy. His wife, wasn't she like, I don't want to say, her name's Bunny XO. Wasn't she like a stripper or something? Anyway, she's got a podcast now where she reveals weight. Like, it's a very pick-me kind of a podcast, a very pick-me girl kind of a show. And she shares way too much information about their relationship. She shares way too much about her sex life. It should make any decent person uncomfortable. But she was on her podcast recently and talking about what Jelly Roll's weight loss meant for his dick. And she's going to say something here that is medically untrue, as I hold a phallic object in my hand that can go like that. I don't know why I like playing with this thing. I stole it from my children. I don't know what it says about me. I'm a monster. But she's going to say something about the penis here that is scientifically incorrect, and I think it's very important that I correct her.
And now Jay has almost lost 300 pounds. By the way, I'm watching. I love seeing him thin. It's miraculous, but we got to keep him in line now. Are you afraid he'll get too hot with his new body?
No, I want him to get hot.
You want him hot?
Oh, I want him to get hot. He deserves to have a hot streak. I'm ready for him to just feel his best. And he's so happy now. Like, he was happy before, but it's a different happy now. Like, he's like getting his confidence back, and he's like, peacocking around, and he's got a little strut in his step. And I just think it's the cutest thing.
Is he better in bed? Is he better in bed?
Oh,
Jelly Roll, now that he is thin.
I will tell you that it is very true. When a man loses weight, it grows a lot.
Here's the deal. It does not grow when a man loses weight. It's an optical illusion. The penis stays the same size. You've got what you've got. I'm sorry, boys. I know that there's all kinds of creams and pills and injections they tell you can get. You got what you got. But if you're really fat, that fucking pubis area gets fatter and fatter, and so less of your dick sticks out. All right? So if you are fatter, you will have the same size dick. It'll be protruding through more fat. So if you get skinnier, a lot of that fat goes away, and now more of your dick can show. I just realized in the middle of this rant, I made it 2 hours and 25 minutes into tonight's show without sounding like a total and complete gay wad. And now I've just completely blown up my own spot. But I just don't want guys out there thinking, oh yeah, if I lose a bunch of weight. Don't lose weight because you think your cock will get bigger. Lose a bunch of weight because it's the healthy thing to do. It's the right thing to do. This is probably more of a message for the Nobody Likes Onions audience, but still, I just want to get the message out there for everybody. Your cock it's going to look bigger, but it's going to be the same size. Silverwolf says, liar. MSO says you lose 1 inch of penis length for every 30 pounds you gain. Google it. Now, I've never gained that much weight, so I wouldn't know. Hold on. Does your penis get smaller? Now this is going to be on my Google search history. If you get fat. No, just less of your penis shows through because there's fat that. Being overweight is not good for overall health as well as the penis and makes it look shorter. Male bodies gain weight in the lower abdomen, also known as the panniculus. Accumulation of fat in this area hinders the penis and limits its visibility, giving it a shrunken look. So if you're just a skinny little tiny fucker, your dick looks bigger because you look like a Holocaust survivor. Now, if you're an overweight guy and you still got a big hog on you, congratulations. You lose about 50 pounds, you're going to look like fucking James Dean. But the penis itself is going to be the same size. You've got what you've got. My lost interest says Viagra email incoming, right? I just damned myself to a whole bunch of emails I didn't need. Hobo Chili Recipe says, listen, Aaron was wearing a lab coat when he came up with this hypothesis. Mind you, he was Porky Pigging. I think it's Donald Ducking. I guess neither of them wore pants. Taste Fairy Ialto says, if that were true, he would be like Matt Khalil. Exactly. If Matt Khalil lost a bunch of weight, his dick would just be dragging on gravel all the time. MSO says, now we can tell people to check his Google history. Please give it a week. Could you? Give it a week. Riding Dirty Llama says, damn, Aaron, if that's true, start shedding poundage. My dick will be the same. I don't know if you know this, but in the last year or so, I've been between 210 and 225. I'm closer to 220 now. But if, like, at 210... and like that 10 pounds did not really make much of a difference in how my dick looks. I've always said this. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, I got the biggest dick. I'm also not going to say I got a tiny dick. I got a dick. You ever seen a dick? You've seen my dick. Good dick. I'm happy with it. It's probably not happy with me and what I've put it through. But point is, I'm happy with him. That's why in the last couple of years, I've been treating him with more respect. He deserves it, the poor guy. He deserves a nice retirement, but I just can't. I got to bring him back out on the field. You know, we both have to be ready to retire. Sam Show says, Cope. No, I just want to make sure you guys are armed with the right information. Your dick isn't going to shrink if you get fatter. It's just that the fat is going to block up your cock. Is all. 09 Canyon says, if weight loss makes your dick bigger, Gandhi must have been packing. Exactly. Hobo Chili says, can we get a quality control from April? Survey says she was not satisfied. Everything was just fine in that department, but what I would say is stay away from the red flag pick-me girls. Not for necessarily that reason, but just for the whole... if everybody in your life tries to warn you, listen to the warning. MSO says, I don't think you're interpreting that info correctly. I'm just telling you the truth. All right? As a man who's very happy with what he's got, I don't want guys getting the idea that if they go Holocausty, that their dick's going to get bigger. No, once you're getting fatter is going to make it look smaller, 1,000%. But that doesn't mean that when you get skinny, it got bigger. It means you're not a fat bag of shit anymore. That's what it means. Guys, I am very happy that this is where we decided to end tonight's show. A wildly successful program tonight. Thank you very much. This is exactly what I needed after that difficult show we had this morning. We got another win for the toe. It was a win for the evening show, and we got the loss from this morning down enough where we could chip away at that day after day, and we might be able to still have our third perfect week in order. So thank you very much, Cody and Wally World and Riding Dirty Llama and everyone who contributed. Red Fox Mad, Redbird, all of the people who were throwing in at the toe today. Damn near 300 people watching at a time, even with YouTube being down. Unbelievable. Let's rate it. We need to rate a Rumble channel is what we need to do. We need to let's pick a good one. Let's choose. God damn, all the big shows are on at night on Rumble. Let's do. You want to raid the Shuli Network and just call them a bunch of Jews? We could do. Ooh, how about Stu Peters? Let's raid Stu. I like Stu. Stu's talking about the Epstein file. Let's go and raid Stu Peters show. Red Fox Mad with $1 says, is this true? McDonald's burgers contain human meat? I don't think that's accurate. I don't think that's accurate. All right, we're going to raid Stu Peters and see what he's up to, guys. Thank you very, very much. Root said, I thought you were going another hour. I said if we knocked out, we would go another hour if we knocked out this morning. We just didn't do that. That's okay. You guys still did great tonight. See you later.
Most views for a given day, you are going to be on the top of the trending